Your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229 AS Artesia.
For life. This top-tier plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you'll save over 50% every month for the rest of your life. You might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say micro, offer ends 12/14. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. That tanker seized by the U.S. off Venezuela said to have been carrying sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran. It's another blow to the Maduro dictatorship in Venezuela. Following a daring escape from Venezuela, this year's Nobel Peace Prize recipient greeted her supporters in Norway.
Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado has appeared in public for the first time in 11 months. A crowd gathered outside her hotel in Oslo chanted freedom and sang Venezuela's national anthem. Machado waved to supporters on a hotel balcony early on Thursday morning. Her appearance came a day after her daughter accepted the Nobel Peace Prize on her behalf. Machado had been in hiding since January the 9th after being briefly detained during a protest in Caracas. Machado was recognized after mounting the most serious peaceful challenge in years to the authoritarian government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. I'm Karen Shamma.
Machado does plan to return to her homeland. Amid devastating flooding in the Pacific Northwest, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson has signed a statewide emergency declaration.
Rivers are raging in western Washington from a powerful atmospheric river that's been drenching the state from way out in the Pacific.
Pulling subtropical moisture from well back towards the dateline.
Greg Galena at the National Weather Service.
This is producing a lot of heavy rainfall, and we're seeing totals over 10, 12 inches.
While Wednesday was expected to be the peak, Galena warns
rivers will remain swollen through probably most of the week. But then again, we'll probably have another event of heavy rainfall producing towards the weekend.
I'm Ben Thomas.
Ahead of this morning's opening bell on Wall Street, Dow futures up 12 points, NASDAQ futures down 150. More on these stories at townhall.com.
They say timing is everything in the gold and silver markets, and it's true. Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. Although you can buy at the right time, if you buy the wrong coins, you may not make a profit. When gold was $400 an ounce, many people were talked into buying high-grade old gold and silver collector's coins. Unfortunately, most of the people who bought these so-called semi-numismatic coins, like the $20 St. Gaudens and Liberty Head gold coins, have not broken even on their investment. Incredible, given that gold has risen approximately 525% since then. So while timing is everything, if you buy the wrong coins, the timing simply doesn't matter. Having a dealer who cares about positioning you in the right types of coins or bullion will mean more to your portfolio than anything else. That's why I deal with Nick Rovich and AmFed Coin and Bullion. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. Or go to AmericanFederal.com. AmericanFederal.com.
First he was fired, then he was arrested. Now former head football coach at a marquee college program in the Big Ten is in trouble.
Michigan fired football coach Sharon Moore on Wednesday, saying a university investigation had found evidence of a, quote, inappropriate relationship with a staff member. The stunning announcement said Moore's alleged conduct was a clear violation of university policy. Moore, the team's former offensive coordinator, was promoted to the top job in January 2024 to replace Jim Harbaugh. The 9-3 Wolverines are set to play Texas in the Citrus Bowl in a few weeks. Under Moore, Michigan posted an 18-8 record over parts of 3 seasons. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Federal regulators have expanded an outbreak of infant botulism tied to ByHeart baby formula to include any illnesses reported since the company began production in 2022. News and analysis at townhall.com. Oil companies have offered $279 million for drilling rights in the Gulf of America the first offshore lease sale in the region since 2023.
Wednesday's Department of Interior auction was the first of 30 sales planned for the Gulf under Republican efforts to ramp up U.S. fossil fuel production. The sale came after President Trump's administration announced plans to allow new drilling off Florida and California for the first time in decades. Chevron, Shell, and BP were among the 30 companies to submit bids to drill in what the administration now calls the Gulf of America. Bob Agnew reporting.
Ukrainian President Zelensky is set to hold urgent talks today with leaders from about 30 countries. It's aimed at bolstering Kiev's efforts to secure the best possible terms in a peace agreement to end the war with Russia. Leaders from Germany, Britain, and France are expected to take part via video link. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special day or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nell's Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
Okay, trying to read through and get ready for today. How are you doing? It is it Thursday? Yeah, it's Thursday. Glad you could be with us on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. And what do we have coming up today? Let me open up my calendar. Cancel that. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. All right, what do we have? I thought I fixed that. Wait. Let me go to today. Looks like we're going to have Ocotillo Weekly Update, but it's going to be guest... not the Ocotillo. Oh, was it? Is it Lucky Duck? Oh, you told me, Jeffrey. What? Where is my brain today? What's that? What's that? I'm sorry. You told me. You told me. I got a note from you, Jeffrey. What did you told me?
That Destiny Rojo will be here with the PY Foundation.
PY Foundation, Destiny.
With Lucky Duck, I can't remember.
Drew.
And the Lucky Duck fundraiser for Head Start.
Ah, okay. Cool. Well, I kind of sort of remember you saying that.
You got a few of the words right.
I got a few of the words. And then in 8:45, we're going to play the interview with Dr. Larry Young. This story was in the Las Cruces News-Sun. Doña Ana Fairgrounds closed following the report of the first case of equine herpes in New Mexico. This was a couple of weeks ago, November 29, so about a little less than 2 weeks ago. So we sat down with Dr. Young and did an interview with the good doc about equine herpes. And so we're going to play that interview for you today around 8:40 or so this morning. So that's what we've got. That's what we've got going on. We've got basketball on the radio later today. Lady Bulldogs are headed up to Albuquerque. As a matter of fact, that's why we won't have Coach Pollard on with us this morning, as they're on the road again, headed up to Albuquerque for the Albuquerque Academy Joe Armillo Girls Basketball Classic. And guess who they drew in the tournament? Last year, in the girls' basketball season last year, there was one team that beat Joe Carpenter and the Lady Eagles of Hobbs. One team beat them. And it was in the championship game. And it was Sandia. So, in the tournament today, the Artesia Lady Bulldogs have the daunting task of taking on the defending state 5A girls basketball champions. And I can't think of a better team to try to make something out of that than our Lady Bulldogs. So they're going to be playing them at 3 o'clock this afternoon in the East Gym at Academy. And we're sending Joby. Joby's going to go up there and they're going to sit up at the table at the top of the bleachers and do the play-by-play for us today. So we'll have that on the radio around 3 o'clock. Then and then if they win, if they pull it off and they win, they'll play tomorrow afternoon at 4:45. If they are not successful at beating Sandia today, they'll play tomorrow morning at 9:45 in that tournament. Scott Galletti will be joining Joby tomorrow to help out with that broadcast. And then on Saturday, the girls would play at either 8 in the morning, 11:30 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or 6:30 in the afternoon. And Scott will take over and do that game for us on Saturday, as Joby needs to be back in Artesia for Saturday events. So that's what we've got lined up for you for the girls this weekend. And then the boys are playing Valencia Friday night. And that one will also be on the radio and on the TV. So we will have that on radio and TV, and it'll be Robbie Ballou and Dennis Garcia will be doing the play-by-play for us on that ball game on Friday night, tomorrow night, from the Bulldog Pit. So we're excited about that. I'm glad to hear that Dennis was going to help out Robbie on the game on Friday night. Dennis knows basketball, and he'll do a fantastic job for us. We've got Texas Tech Red Raider men's basketball on Saturday. They'll be taking on Arkansas, and they'll be playing in Dallas at the American Airlines Center. So they were in Dallas last weekend. Actually, they were in Fort Worth last weekend when they took on LSU on Sunday. And then this weekend they're playing in Dallas at the American Airlines Center against Arkansas. So we'll have that on the radio, 9 a.m. pregame, 10 o'clock tip-off Saturday morning. And then Sunday night, we'll have the Cowboys game on our sister stations, 92.9 The Brand and 106.1 La Pantera. Cowboys will be playing the Minnesota Vikings. And both teams are below the line. There's a cutoff line. There's the There's the conference champions or leaders. Then there's 3 wild card teams. And then there's a line. And if you're above the line, you're either a conference champ or you have a wild card spot. If you're below the line, you'll be getting tickets to go to the Super Bowl, but you won't be invited there as one of the participants. And so the Cowboys and the Vikings are both below that line, and there's 4 games left to go in the football season. And so it's a big game for both Dallas and Minnesota. So we'll see how that turns out. But you can listen to it if you're coming back from Grandma's house on Sunday evening. You can put your radio on 92.9 The Brand and hear the game on the radio. So that's what we've got coming up on the old sports deal today. So let's see. Well, why don't we get into it? Let's take a look at our weather forecast. It's going to be a very nice day today. That's my understanding. Steve-O, is that true?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty mild today. We're headed for the low 70s. High pressure is still in place over the Four Corners, and we're getting sunshine. Overnight will be clear. We'll drop to about 40, and then we're in the upper 60s and low 70s with a sunny day coming up on Friday. Clear for Friday night, low 70s and sunny on Saturday. Cooling off a little bit on Sunday. We'll stay sunny, though, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Of a white Christmas.
You know, I was watching Ryan Hall Y'all last night, and folks up in the upper Midwest and New England are going to be getting a blast of winter weather and snow. I think, Jeffrey, did you see this? I think kickoff for the Chicago Bears football game with Cleveland is going to be like 13 degrees in Chicago. And then New England is hosting Buffalo this weekend, and I think they're going to have snow and stuff like that up in Foxborough. Here, we're going to have sunshine, 37 right now, going up to 75 today. But after a couple of storms, there's like 2 storms that are going to swing on through that part of the country. We're not going to see any moisture out of it, but the folks up in Illinois and Ohio and Michigan and New England are going to see 2 different runs of storms come through over the next week. And then there's going to be a bubble of warm temperatures, and there probably if there is any snow on the ground, it's going to melt, and so they won't have a white Christmas. They'll have gotten all this snow from these storms, and then there's a good possibility a lot of it will melt away in the warm temperatures that they're going to see up there before Christmas. It's like, that's crazy. Anyway, 37 right now in Artesia. It's 73% humidity. The dew point is 29 degrees. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 1. Gusting to 2. Pressure 29.99 and falling. Our air quality index is 39. We have good air quality today. Our high today, 15 degrees above what it averages for this date of the year. The moon is in the last quarter. 53% illumination, and will set at 12:01 this afternoon. Sunset will be at 4:51, and the sun will rise at 6:50 in the morning. What is the longest day of the year? I think the 20th is the longest, or the shortest day of the year. I'm sorry, the shortest day of the year, I think, is the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Sunny, 39 in Carlsbad, 35 in Roswell, 40 in Hobbs, America. Around New Mexico, sunshine everywhere. 33 in Albuquerque, 36 in Santa Fe and Cloudcroft and Ruidoso, 41 in Alamogordo, 35 in Las Cruces, 28 in Gallup, 25 in Farmington, 31 in Taos, 34 at Red River, 36 at Clovis. It's even sunny in West Texas, 41 in Lubbock, 40 in El Paso City. And again, we've got sunshine, 37 degrees on our way up to a high today of 75. 72 tomorrow, 75 on Saturday, and then only 51 on Sunday, 61 on Monday, and then we're back up into the 70s for the rest of next week. All right, let me get my lunch menu clipboard. I forgot to set it over here. I was busy working on some other stuff. And I forgot to grab my clipboard and set it over here. Lunch menus. What do we have for the kiddos today? Breakfast pizza for the breakfast. Lunch today, steak fingers. Mashed taters. What is that? Oh, dinner roll. Green beans and red apples. So it's steak fingers and gravy today for lunch in the Artesia Public Schools. How did that get unchecked? Okay, there we go. What do we have at the senior meal site today? Looks like it's going to be kielbasa. That's peppers, onions, steamed red cabbage. They're going to throw in a slice of wheat bread, some mixed fruit, and some light, non-fat vanilla yogurt. So kielbasa today at the senior meal site. Senior Center today. We're going to do all-day bridge. All day. The line dancers will be at Artesia HC. They'll be doing that at 10 o'clock today. Exercise video at 8:15. The painters at 9. Bridge at 1 o'clock. Swedish weaving at 1:30. Texas Hold'em at 2 o'clock. Stained glass class at 2:30. And there's a dance tonight. It's Cibolo Springs and Finger Foods at the dance tonight at 7 o'clock at the Senior Center. There is a waiting list for the trip to the Travel Center Casino. If you want to get your name on the waiting list, and if a spot opens up, they'll give you a call, but that's coming up on Tuesday of next week. Also, a week from today, it's the Ugly Sweater Party. And I invite you to go to all the different thrift shops around town to find the ugliest sweater so you've got the right sweater for next week. That's next Thursday, a week from today. Library. Okay, what do we have today at the library? We've got toddler time at 10:30. STEM. Science, technology, eating meat. That's 4 o'clock this afternoon. And then teen crafternoon is today at 4 o'clock. Now, their holiday hoopla is tomorrow. Did we ever hear back from Andy? I bet we never heard from Andy. We were trying to get a hold of Andy so we could have him on the radio, but I don't think he responds to us. But he's such a busy guy. Busy guy. So the holiday hoopla, they'll have crafts and activities from 3 to 4. Andy Mason will be singing every Christmas music song ever written from 4 to 5. And then Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there with more crafts and activities 5 to 6. That's the holiday hoopla. That's coming up tomorrow afternoon at the library. School calendar, they've got a lot today. 9th grade basketball Orange Boys will be at Lovington at 4:30. 9th grade basketball White will be hosting Carlsbad at 4:30 and 6. Varsity girls basketball at the Academy Tournament. We mentioned that earlier. Zia basketball will be at the Pit this afternoon at 4:15. Roselawn PTO, you've got a meeting today, 3:30. Roselawn PTO today, 3:30. Zia boys basketball, that'll be at the Pit, 4:30 and 6:30. Yeso, Luminarias, and Literacy. That's tonight at Yeso School. They'll start with the guides, bringing you back to their beautiful display, and cookies and cider and all that good stuff. 5:15, cider or chocolate, I forget which one. But that'll be 5:15 to 6:30 tonight. And there's a winter concert tonight. Zia Winter Concert. Are we going to stream it? I don't know. We need to find out from Miss Granger if we're going to be able to do that. So we'll reach out and see what the story is on that. That's 6:30 tonight at the Estelle Yates Auditorium. So that's all coming up today. Birthdays. Who's got a birthday today on this 11th day of December? We want to say happy birthday to Maria Ramos. Lynn Flynn. Happy birthday, Lynn. Edie Simonton. Happy birthday, Edie. And Leland Duggar having a birthday. So happy birthday today to Maria, Lynn, Edie, and Leland. Happy birthday to you from all of us here at the KSVP. KSVP. All right. Let's take our first break of the day, and we'll be back with more nonsense when we come back.
Get your home ready for the holidays with the help of Sun Country Homes and Gardens. Here at Sun Country, we are excited for the holidays and are stocked up on fresh-cut white fir Christmas trees, potted Elderica pine trees, as well as artificial trees, poinsettias, and Christmas cactus that will bloom just in time for Santa. We also have lots of Christmas decor, including wreaths, Los Poblanos lavender products, and local pecans and honey. Make sure to ask about our gift baskets, too. Located at 2707 South 1st in Artesia. Grow your own family tradition with Sun Country Homes and Gardens.
Santa is coming to Roswell Nissan. Yup, the big guy himself, along with Mrs. Claus and the whole crew, are coming to Roswell Nissan Friday, December 12th from 4 to 7 p.m. Bring the whole family down for a magically fun afternoon. Enjoy story time with Mrs. Claus, ornament decorating, cookies and hot cocoa, and of course, free pictures with Santa. Best of all, it's absolutely free. So load up the sleigh and head for Roswell Nissan Friday, December 12th from 4 to 7 p.m. for an evening of holiday cheer for the whole family. Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
I know him.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
The Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center now has their very own website. Visit artesiamuseum.org to stay up to date on events and exhibits. Look through historical photos of Artesia, submit research requests, and more. For information, please call 575-748-7345. Stop by the Artesia Historical Museum and Arts Center at 505 West Richardson Avenue or online at artesiamuseum.org. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 4. This ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Wilbanks LLC and Wilbanks Trucking Services LLC has over 37 years of experience from 1987 to 2025 in the Permian Basin oil and gas industry. Wilbanks recently divested out of the rig moving operations to focus exclusively on providing crane services to support the growing demand in the basin. Wilbanks continues to provide quality, expert, and performance-based services to a multitude of customers. With a fleet ranging from 60-ton to 350-ton cranes and locations in Hobbs, Artesia, and Odessa, Texas, we hope that you will consider our team for projects ranging from plant builds, compressor sets, to general site build. Please call us at 575-746-6318 to find out what we can do for you. Wilbanks LLC, your regional expert in the crane world. Dreaming of your perfect home? Ramona and Roger Kilpatrick at RE/MAX Axiom invite you to discover the joy of making that dream come true. As agents deeply rooted in Artesia and the surrounding area, they bring years of combined experience and a true passion for real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, Ramona and Roger's friendly and approachable nature ensures you feel right at home, making every step of the process enjoyable. Visit RE/MAXNMAxiom.com to see the latest listings or stop by their office in Artesia at 402 West Main, Suites D and E. RE/MAX Axiom, where your dream home becomes reality. To be a champion, each team member must do their part to help the team win. That is true in business too. Edge Safety and Services LLC want to do their part to help your business win. They specialize in several field services: sandblasting, coating steamers, pressure washing, repairs, and cleanouts. Edge Safety also offers drug and alcohol screening and on-site services and safety trainings to make you better. Edge Safety and Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Children sleeping, snow is softly falling.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to old Christmas time. And we got word yesterday that the Mannheim Steamroller Christmas Special is ready for us to go get. So we'll be getting that into the system. We're going to play that for you starting at 4 o'clock on Christmas Eve, all the way through 1 o'clock on Christmas Day. And then I got word yesterday there will be a Gil Gross Christmas holiday special. We love to get Gil Gross on here on those holidays, so we'll be playing that on Friday, the 26th. So that'll be our holiday programming here on KSVP, and hopefully I'll get this wiring fixed. We'll be back in stereo again. Let's see, so we've got that coming up for the holidays. Luminarias and Literacy, that's tonight, as we mentioned, at the Yeso Elementary School. They'll start at 5:15. The Zier Winter Choir Showcase, if you're looking for some more opportunity to enjoy some Christmas music, that'll be at 6:30 tonight. Tuesday, the 16th, it's Hermosa Elementary's Christmas Around the World. That's at 5 o'clock in the evening. Wednesday, the 17th, the ASO will be doing their 5th grade Christmas program, so parents of 5th graders, I'm sure, can check that out. And then Central will have their sing-along and cookie exchange on Friday, the 19th. What else do we have coming up here? Christmas card for seniors. That's being done by the United Way of Eddy County. If you want to create a Christmas card, whether it's one you make or a store-bought card that will be gifted to seniors, you can drop it by the Chamber here in Artesia at 107 North 1st. You can drop it by the United Way offices in Carlsbad at 116 South Canyon. You can drop them in the mail to Post Office Box EE, Carlsbad, New Mexico. They'd like to get those in by the 16th. So if you could get that done by Tuesday, that would be great. We talked about the holiday hoopla that's coming up at the library on Friday. Crafts and activities 3 to 4. Andy Mason, Brief History of Christmas Music 4 to 5. And Santa and Mrs. Claus, Craft and Activities 5 to 6. If you've decorated your home for Christmas and you'd like to be in the contest that the museum is doing, let's see, get your pictures of your place or let them know over at the museum where you're at. Could be your home, could be your business. And they're going to do a winners in multiple categories. So that's going on right now. The public library is partnered with Elks 1717 and Doe's Drove 45 to collect new and gently used winter coats and warm weather gear, hats, scarves, socks, and gloves for school-aged children. There is a drop box for this at the library. Speaking of that, coming up next Friday, not tomorrow, but next Friday, will be the Drowsy Drew Foundation Toy Drive, 9th annual edition. What did he tell us? He told us that they've got 360 kids are going to be helped out with the drive this year. And there's about 160 of those kids as of Monday that they needed sponsors for. So if you'd like to help sponsor some of those kids, if there's some that are still available that need sponsorship, it's $50 a kid. And you can reach out to Andrew at 575-308-9705 and get a hold of him and say, hey, I've got $100 or $50 or $500, whatever, and let's get those kids sponsored. And then they'll be distributing all the toys to these kiddos on Friday the 19th at Faith Baptist Church. If you'd like to volunteer during the distribution or the setup for the distribution, that same number is the number you call, 575-308-9705. Look around. If you've got somebody in your family that passed away from cancer of any kind, maybe they are currently undergoing cancer treatment, or they've survived their cancer treatment, there is a holiday honor tree at the library. It's put on by the library and the Friends of the Library. Photos must fit a 2x3 frame, portrait or landscape, and the library has the frame. So that's you can't bring a frame. It's just the library frames is what they're going to use. But if you've got a 2x3 picture of your loved one that you'd like to have placed on display, bring it by the library. The photos can be submitted through the end of the year. The tree will be on display through January 10. And then after that, you need to pick up your photo after the 10th through the end of January. So if you'd like to help out with that honor tree, that's kind of a neat idea. I think Lon and I are talking about putting one on there for Mr. Bill, who passed away from cancer a few years ago. So we'll see if we can get that done. All right. Let's see. We've got, as I said, we've got Drew from the Lucky Duck and Destiny Rojo from the PY Foundation. They're going to be here next hour. We're going to play that interview with Dr. Larry Young about the equine herpes issue that's affecting horse owners here in New Mexico and parts of the country. So we'll be doing that next hour and all that good stuff. Let's see. What else? Did I get everything? The Artesia prayer meeting is every Thursday at the Lucky Duck. That's 10 to 11. Come and go during the hour. Everyone is welcome. Come pray for our nation. That'll be today. And they'll be doing that next Thursday, the 18th. There will be no prayer gathering on the 25th of December or the 1st of January. Okay, let's break for news. Eric and Kim Commando. That's all next on the Good Morning Artesia radio show.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Artesia employee luncheon was held on Wednesday. According to the city, a lot of work goes into city operations, and some jobs are more visible than others. But whether it's responding to emergencies, keeping the city clean, working with the public, or making sure paperwork is in order, everyone plays an important role. Several employees were recognized for hitting 20, 30, and even 40-year anniversaries. During the luncheon, employees also won prizes donated by local businesses. If you've visited the Artesia Public Library lately, you may have noticed some additions to the lobby hallway. The library working with the Elks and Does for a Christmas coat drive. They'll be collecting new and gently used winter coats and warm weather gear for school-aged children. You can leave donations in the box. Additionally, the library also has their holiday honor tree set up. The tree meant to honor loved ones who have been impacted by cancer. This includes those who are survivors, those who are currently fighting, and those who have passed away. If you'd like to have a loved one's picture displayed on the tree, bring a photo that will fit in a 2x3 frame to the front desk. The library will provide the frame. The tree will be on display until January 10th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a special holiday message from Lowell's Pharmacy. Lowell's Pharmacy, located at 612 North 13th Street here in Artesia, ask one simple question. Have you ever seen a kid at Christmas time? For us kids of any age, it's one of the most exciting times of the year. It's a tree and tinsel and wrapping paper and shiny games and trains. Snow for some folks, rain for others, and sunshine in a lot of places. It's special sales and visiting aunts and uncles. It's mistiness and tears and smiles and lots of hope for coming years. But Lowell's Pharmacy would like to offer a simple way to remember the most important thing about this season. Just remember that when we spell Christmas, Christ always comes first.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Hey, thought I'd remind you that the Heisman Trophy presentation is coming up on Saturday, and Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt, their quarterback, is a finalist. Hey, he may play for Vandy, but he's a New Mexico guy through and through, and I mean all of New Mexico. He played high school ball in Albuquerque at Volcano Vista. Didn't get any scholarship offers for D1 schools, so he went to Roswell. New Mexico Military Institute led the Broncos to a junior college national championship in 2021. And then he went to New Mexico State, had a couple of years there. One of his highlights, a memorable 31-10 victory over Auburn at Auburn. And then he went to Vanderbilt. The Commodores are 10-2 this season. Remember, last year they had a win over number 1 Alabama. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Big news out of Australia. Kids under 16 are officially banned from having social media accounts. That includes TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even Reddit. If you're underage, those platforms are now required to verify your age using IDs or facial scans or delete your account entirely. I'm Kim Commando for SimpliSafe. This month only, save 50% on any new system at simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe. Some parents are thrilled. Who wouldn't want a little less TikTok drama in the house? But teenagers, not so much. They're saying this ban completely ignores their voices and their rights to connect online. And of course, teens are already finding workarounds, like uploading photos of their older siblings to pass ID checks. Think of it as the new, hey, can you buy me a six-pack? It's the first national move anywhere like this in the world, and it's raising big questions about who controls when a kid is ready for the internet spotlight. Enter to win up to a $500 gift card right now at winfromkim.com. Can your security system stop a break-in before it even starts? Most can't. Traditional systems only react after someone's already inside your home, and then it's too late. Simply Safe is proactive. It uses a double layer of defense designed to stop crime before it starts. Here's what's different with Simply Safe. AI-powered cameras keep watch outside for potential threats. When something looks off, live agents step in for you. They warn the person right through the camera, stating they're on video, and the police will be dispatched if they don't leave. If needed, agents can trigger a siren and spotlight. That outside-the-door intervention is what makes the difference, even if you're asleep. For this month only, get 50% off any new system. This is one of the best prices you'll ever see. Go to simplysafekim.com for 50% off. That's simplysafekim.com. Don't wait. Get 50% off right now on any new system at simplysafekim.com. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Turpening & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. Funeral services will be on Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Woodbine Cemetery for Laverne Gressett, who passed away peacefully on December 7th after a brief illness at the age of 92. Visitation will be on Monday, December 22nd from 4 to 6 p.m. at Turpening & Son Mortuary in Artesia. She was born in March 1933 in Artesia to Clarence C. Grimlin and Siegel Carol Grimlin. She graduated from Artesia High School in 1951 and still stayed in contact with remaining members of that class. After high school, she attended Drawn's Business College in Lubbock, Texas. In later years, she attended Seminary Extension, receiving her diploma in Biblical Studies. She married William Bill Gressett in August 1955 in Artesia. Together, they raised daughters Judy and Becky until Bill's passing in 1994. Over the years, Laverne enjoyed watching her daughters, 5 grandchildren, and 4 great-grandchildren performing in sports, awards, music, dance recitals, and they all performed in. She enjoyed painting classes and being with her painting friends, also having Bible studies at church and in her home. She worked for many years as secretary at Zia School and retired in 1993. She is preceded in death by her husband, William Allen Bill Gressett, her parents, Clarence and Siegel Grimlin, great-grandson Elijah Garcia. She is survived by daughter Judy Willard and husband Steve, 5 grandchildren, 4 great-grandchildren, daughter Becky Willis and husband Blackie Marino, sisters Lynna Nivens, Delma Jean Ingram, Mardell Butler, as well as many extended family members and friends. Visitation again will be from 4 to 6 p.m. on Monday, December 22nd at Turpening & Son Mortuary, with the graveside service 2 p.m. Tuesday at Woodbine Cemetery for Laverne Gressett, who passed away December 7th at the age of 92. Private family services were held for Georgia Juanita Taylor, who passed away on December 4th, surrounded by family. She was born in May 1928 in Roby, Texas, to George and Margaret Crenshaw. She was the oldest of 10 siblings. Her family moved to Artesia in the 1930s. She married Buddy Taylor in March of 1944, and they began a life of farming in the Cottonwood area. They were married for 59 years when Buddy passed away in 2003. Juanita was a homemaker in the early years of her married life. She was an active 4-H leader and a busy member of the Cottonwood farming community. She and Buddy loved rodeo, showing horses, and county fair time. She loved spending hours upon hours taking her 4 children to horse shows and livestock shows. She was meant for a life in the country and farming. Later in her life, she and Buddy became small business owners. At one time, they owned multiple restaurants and businesses in Artesia. She retired from the restaurant business in 2001. She believed that Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player of all time, no offense to LeBron. She loved history and was an avid reader her entire life until her eyesight diminished. There wasn't a murder mystery she didn't love. She was also a huge Artesia High School football fan, even during her last few days on Earth. We are so happy to know that she knew the Bulldogs won their latest state championship a few days ago. She is survived by her 4 sons, Stan Taylor and wife Barbie, and Tommy Taylor, daughters Mary Gail Wood and Janelle Smith, and husband David. She is survived by 9 grandchildren, 14 great-grandchildren, and 5 great-great-grandchildren. She is also survived by 1 sister, Sue Ferguson, and numerous nieces, nephews, great-nieces, and great-nephews. She is preceded in death by her husband, Buddy Taylor, daughter-in-law Patty Taylor, son-in-law Jerry Wood, great-granddaughter Miranda Green, and 8 younger siblings. Once again, private family services were held recently for Georgia Juanita Taylor, who passed away December 4th at the age of 97. We have this reminder that Mary Louise Hendrickson passed away on December 8th at the age of 93. Visitation will be at 4 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, December 12th, at Turpinning and Son Mortuary. The family will greet visitors from 4 to 6 that evening. A memorial service is scheduled for Mary at First Methodist Church in Artesia at 11 a.m. on Saturday, December 13th. And this reminder that Sheena Smith passed away on November 29th. She was born in March 1985 in Carlsbad, New Mexico. The family will hold a celebration of life and potluck dinner at the Moose Lodge in Artesia on Sunday, December 14th at 3 p.m. Open to the public entry will be at the back entrance of the Moose Lodge building, and that will be on Sunday at 3 p.m. for Sheena Marie Smith. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpinning and Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Let's get Steve-O in here with your personal weather forecast.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty mild today. We're headed for the low 70s. High pressure is still in place over the Four Corners, and we're getting sunshine. Overnight will be clear. We'll drop to about 40, and then we're in the upper 60s and low 70s with a sunny day coming up on Friday. Clear for Friday night, low 70s and sunny on Saturday. Cooling off a little bit on Sunday. We'll stay sunny, though, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I love this song. Anyway, it's sunshine, 39 degrees. You know, those of you that remember growing up listening to Rush Limbaugh, he had a special version of this song. That's what I think of whenever I hear this, which is the original. I think of the Rush Limbaugh version. Anyway, going up to 75 today, 72 tomorrow, 75 on Saturday. Then we'll have some clouds move in. A little cooler Sunday and Monday, 50, and Sunday 61 on Monday, and then back up into the 70s next week. Humidity at 69%. The dew point is 30 degrees. Winds are from the west-southwest at 2. Pressure 29.97 and falling. Our air quality is 39, which is good air quality. Our high today, 15 degrees above the average for the state. Can you believe it? The moon is in the last quarter and 53% illumination. Moon set at 12:01. Sunset at 4:51. Sunrise at 6:50. Sunny all over the land of entrapment. 41 in Carlsbad, 37 in Roswell, 42 in Hobbs America. Let's check in on the markets on the Wall Street Business Report.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bernie Bennett. The Federal Reserve reduced its key interest rate for the third time in a row Wednesday, but signaled that it may leave rates unchanged in the coming months, a move that could attract ire from President Donald Trump, who has demanded strict reductions in borrowing costs. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell says the Fed also initiated the sale of short-term Treasury bonds.
We also decided to initiate purchases of shorter-term Treasury securities solely for the purpose of maintaining an ample supply of reserves over time, thus supporting effective control of our policy rate.
Wednesday's cut reduced the rate by a quarter point to about 3.6%, the lowest it's been in nearly 3 years. House GOP leaders will bring a vote next week on a package of health care bills that does not include an extension of expiring Obamacare enhanced subsidies, as Republicans remain divided about how to address the health care cliff ahead of a midterm election next year. For the Wall Street Business Report, Bernie Bennett, Washington.
In James chapter 5 and verse 11, the beginning of it says, "We consider those blessed who remained steadfast." Blessed, joyous, those ways of living life to the fullest, even in the midst of disaster or trouble. And then steadfast. Steadfast is that person who is willing to go the distance at that steady pace, willing to live life in a steady way by doing the things that God wants them to do. That they don't get too excited, they don't get too down, that they just live life to the fullest. Are you blessed? Are you living that joyous life because you know that in your consistency that God is going to take care of you? If you struggle with that or anything else, please come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ.
With a deep heritage in oil and gas, Abo Empire is focused on safe and effective energy development in New Mexico. We will continue to make strategic investments in this industry to promote the economic and environmental well-being of our company, our partners, and our communities. We are continuing the Yates tradition. From John Yates Jr., Cynthia Yates Price, and their families, we are your partners in the community and proud supporters of Artesia Bulldogs and Lady Bulldog Sports.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Fulkerson Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. CCBC is an interdenominational coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Fulkerson Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, your best bet yet for great service. For over 41 years, thousands of customers have chosen Fulkerson. Call 622-1600 or visit www.fulkersonplumbing.com.
Where'd morality come from? This is Ken Ham, encouraging the church to start our thinking with God's Word. We all know certain things like kindness and justice are right, and other things like cheating or self-centeredness are wrong. But why? From an evolutionary perspective, morality must have evolved along with us. But how does an immaterial concept evolve in a supposedly naturalistic universe? And if we're just animals, why is there such a thing as right and wrong anyway? Animals don't have any concept of ethics. And if morality evolved, it can just evolve again, so right and wrong aren't absolutes, but merely arbitrary standards. Morality didn't evolve. It came from our eternal Creator and is revealed in His Word.
Want more apologetics content and gospel-centered answers? Sign up for daily email insights from Ken Ham at AnswersRadio.com.
So I was just kind of thinking, what the heck is wrong with Albuquerque today? Did you see this, Jeffrey? I didn't know if you want to pop in here for a second. We've got a few minutes till the news. But what is it with Albuquerque? It's like they're destined to want to die because of crimes and drugs and just a absolutely lawless society. And it would have been nice if maybe a more conservative law and order type candidate would have gotten elected mayor of Albuquerque, but instead they reelected Tim Keller. And Keller is no different than his predecessors as mayor there in Albuquerque. They you can steal up to $1,000. Nothing, they're not even going to respond to calls. They don't check on any kind of crime at all, and so the crime rises to that level. And of course, they've long had issues with the Justice Department over how law enforcement works in Albuquerque, and of course, all of New Mexico is tainted by the reputation that it has earned from a TV series.
Yes.
I mean, we're even doing anti-littering campaigns with the gangbangers from a TV series, right? Yeah. Let's listen to the gangbangers. They know what's best for keeping New Mexico clean.
But I want to hear the PSA from them saying, "Okay, so just steal $995,
right,
and you're cool." And then you go to the next store, still $995 worth of stuff.
I know it. It's really sad. The homelessness on the streets and everything else that happens there, and so they voted to keep that going. So I mean, this isn't something new. I mean, Keller isn't necessarily completely responsible for it happening. He's responsible for not fixing it or taking steps to fix it. And I guess what may have killed, was it Darren White that ran against him? I think what hurt him, which I thought was cute, I wouldn't have done it, but it was cute, was I guess people associated with or in support of him or anti-Keller people handed out these sweatshirts to the homeless that said, "I love Tim Keller."
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of backlash on that, because the Keller people were like, "Well, we didn't do that." And when I heard that, I thought, well, that must have been the opposition party. They're trying to create some bulletin board material there, and that may have backfired.
Yeah, but still funny.
I laughed when I saw it. I thought, well, that's funny, but I don't think I would have done that.
That's what someone that I know would call. Would not refer to homeless people as homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
He would just say, "Oh, we better cross the street. There's a bunch of Democrats up there."
Democrats. I was going to say vagrants, but that's...
yeah, he went straight.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have not been to Albuquerque for a couple of years now, and I'm trying to figure out... if I want to go to Albuquerque again. And it's really kind of a shame, because it is a beautiful city, and there's a lot of great people there and stuff like that, but they just, it's like a lot of blue states and blue major cities that they just have this problem with basic human decency and basic law enforcement. Stealing is wrong.
Yeah.
Don't care why you did it. It's wrong, and you should suffer the consequences for stealing. But we always make all these excuses as to why people steal.
Oh, yeah.
And though we don't punish the people that steal, and the people that steal think, well, golly, if that's the way they're going to think, I'm just going to play the victim here and steal some more.
Yeah. It's human nature. You get away with as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, but ask any 10-year-old kid, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I've been to... Last time I was in Albuquerque, I believe I got sick as we were up there interviewing.
Is that the last time you were up there?
That's
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, it would be. I've had no reason to go.
Yeah.
It's one of those, if I do need, quote, big city, Lubbock, even El Paso. I prefer going to El Paso than...
We have been to El Paso recently, but not Albuquerque. And we've been to Lubbock, but not Albuquerque. And that's not to say there's not crime in El Paso or Lubbock, but it just... I remember driving all around Lubbock. I don't remember seeing people living in tents on the streets.
Right.
And that type of thing. I mean, it seems like there's more of an effort and a concern to address the problem as opposed to blame other people for the problem. It's not Donald Trump's fault that you've got a city full of drugged up, some cases mentally ill people living in tents on the street. That's not Trump's fault.
Right.
That's your fault. And you need to address that. But I don't know. I just reminded this. Auntie Barnes posted a picture from Reverend Mario Rico, and it was candles, and it said R.I.P. Albuquerque.
Yeah.
After the election results of the runoff this week, so I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do in New Mexico. Too bad we can't get a decent governor.
Yeah.
Now, when is Michelle up? When is her term over with?
I'm not sure.
Is that this year? This coming year? Do we vote?
I believe so.
Do we vote for governor in 26?
We better get Joel's campaign going.
I forgot to ask him about that when I saw him the other day. Are you going to try this again?
I don't think... I'm pretty sure every time I've seen him, I take a jab at it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I forgot to do that. So, anyway, thank you, Jeffrey.
You're welcome.
We've got some great guests coming up in the next hour. Stick around if you can. This is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. It's 8 o'clock.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Saying it was a funding instrument for global terrorism, the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. The tanker was allegedly carrying sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran.
The president announced the vessel's seizure amid mounting tensions with the government of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually.
U.S. officials say the tanker was seized by the U.S. Coast Guard with support by the Navy. On Tuesday, the U.S. military flew a pair of fighter jets over the Gulf of Venezuela. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Senate votes today on two competing health care bills. President Trump supports the GOP plan, ending Obamacare tax credits and replacing them with expanded government-funded savings accounts.
Everybody knows this is the best way to go, but the Democrats, they're bought and owned by the insurance companies, so let's see how many of them have the guts to vote for this.
The Democrat bill would simply extend the Obamacare taxpayer-funded subsidies for several more years. There have been high water rescues. Thousands are under evacuation orders in the flood-ravaged Pacific Northwest. Washington Governor Bob Ferguson has signed a statewide emergency declaration, clearing the way for the state to apply for federal aid. In a move that will give borrowers a bit more breathing room, the Fed has approved another quarter-point interest rate cut. President Trump says it should have been more, something along the lines of at least a half-point reduction. Former University of Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore has been jailed. He was detained yesterday, just hours after being fired for what the university terms an inappropriate relationship with a staff member. Stocks are mixed on Wall Street this hour. The Dow is up 210 points, the Nasdaq down 328. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher. The holidays are right around the corner, and you know what that means. Travel, gifts, family gatherings, and a whole lot of spending. Here's a way to get ahead of it all. Call my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. Rates have dropped again. That means you could refinance, lower your monthly payment, even skip your next 2 mortgage payments. That's right, 2 months with no mortgage payment. Put away the checkbook. Keep that money for the holidays. You won't be making any more payments till 2026. Maybe you're not looking to refinance, but you need access to cash. Well, Fellowship now offers their own HELOC and line of credit. Approval just takes a few minutes, and you can have funds in your account in as little as 4 days. Use it to pay off bills, finish a renovation, or simply get ready for the new year. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
A group of typhoon survivors from the Philippines is suing oil giant Shell in a British court.
Typhoon Rai, known locally as Odette, struck just before Christmas in 2021 and was one of the Philippines' deadliest storms. More than 400 people lost their lives, while millions saw their homes destroyed by raging winds and deadly floods. Now a group of survivors of the event are for the first time taking a case against Shell, the UK's largest oil company. They argue that since Shell is responsible for 2% of historic global greenhouse gases, it materially contributed to making the typhoon more likely and more damaging. Shell says this is a baseless claim and will not help tackle climate change or reduce emissions.
The BBC's Matt McGraw. French lawmakers have been investigating security failures that allowed that daring daytime heist to take place at the Louvre in Paris. News and analysis at townhall.com. As far as we know, this is a genuine first for one of those self-driving taxis.
A San Francisco woman gave birth inside a Waymo taxi this week while on her way to the hospital. A spokesman says the company's rider support team did detect a rather unusual activity inside the vehicle and quickly alerted 911 and the hospital. The driverless taxi arrived safely at the hospital. Mother and child are reportedly doing just fine. Jason Walker reporting.
President Trump has announced the long-awaited launch of a so-called Gold Card program. It's a program that offers legal status and a pathway to U.S. citizenship. Comes at a high price, though. Individuals can pay $1 million, corporations $2 million per foreign-born employee. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special date or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
Hey, I'm the not-so-sharp-dressed guy filling in for Scott this morning on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. Happy Thursday to you, December 11, 2025. Hope things are going well. We've got a couple of great guests lined up for this hour on the broadcast. We are going to be meeting with Destiny and Drew and talking about a great opportunity for you to help those in need in our community. And then later this hour, Dr. Larry Young will join us from Artesia Animal Clinic, and we'll talk about the horse herpes issue that kind of affected the horse population here in New Mexico and the Southwest over the last few weeks. So we've got that coming up. 9 o'clock hour, we'll chat with Aaron Irving, tell a few jokes, see what's going on there. And then we will have Artesia High Lady Bulldog basketball this afternoon. They're up in Albuquerque today, or headed that way. And they're going to be at Albuquerque Academy in the Academy Joe Armillo Girls Basketball Classic. And they're going to be paired up against the defending state champion Sandia team. And that's who Artesia will face today at 3 o'clock. Joby will be there. We'll have it on the radio, audio only. Some other company that charges for a subscription will be doing the video of that game today. Which, I guess, if you bought a subscription to watch the state championship football game, remember, that's a 30-day subscription. So I guess you could use your subscription to watch those games if you want. But listen to Joby's play-by-play. Joby will be aided by Scott Galletti tomorrow, and then Scott Galletti will take care of the Saturday game for us from that tournament. Meanwhile, the boys play Friday night against Valencia over at the Pit here in Artesia, and Robbie Ballou and Dennis Garcia will be doing the play-by-play of that. That'll be on the radio and the TV on that company that doesn't charge a subscription, KSVPTV.com. So you can watch that tomorrow night or listen on the radio. And then we'll have some men's basketball on Saturday. It'll be Texas Tech and Arkansas from Dallas. 9 a.m. pregame, 10 o'clock tip. And that'll be on the radio only, KSVP AM 990 and 93.7 FM. Dallas Cowboys play on Sunday night. They take on the Minnesota Vikings. And a big game for both those teams as both of them are below the cutoff. They are not in the playoffs right now, and they're looking up and looking to try to get up there. So I'm going to guess, with this being one of the 4 remaining games in the season and what the records are and everything, I think if Minnesota loses, I think that they're done. I don't think they could win their way back in. And for Dallas, they're not out. They're a couple games behind Philadelphia, but they have to win out and hope some of the teams ahead of them get some losses over the next couple of weeks for them to have a chance before they're eliminated from the postseason. So it's a big game for both teams on Sunday night. And if you're coming back from Grandma's house Sunday night, you can put your radio on 92.9 The Brand. If you like listening to NFL football in Spanish, 106.1 La Pantera. And we'll have that on the radio Sunday night as you're coming back home from the mountains or Grandma's or Lubbock or wherever you venture off to this weekend. All right, let's see what our weather's going to be like. We've got some really nice weather for the next few days, don't we, Steve?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty mild today. We're headed for the low 70s. High pressure is still in place over the Four Corners, and we're getting sunshine. Overnight it'll be clear. We'll drop to about 40, and then we're in the upper 60s and low 70s with a sunny day coming up on Friday. Clear for Friday night, low 70s and sunny on Saturday. Cooling off a little bit on Sunday. We'll stay sunny, though, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
And I'm drinking my tea while the microphone was open. It's 42, going up to 75 today. 72 on Friday, 75 on Saturday. Saturday's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day here in southeast New Mexico. Some clouds and cooler temperatures Sunday and Monday. 50 for a high on Sunday. 61 for a high on Monday. And then the sun's back out, and we're back up in the 70s all next week into next weekend. So enjoy that. Sunshine over the entire state of New Mexico at this hour. 43 in Carlsbad, 39 in Roswell, 45 in Hobbs, 36 in Albuquerque, 39 in Santa Fe and Cloudcroft, 40 at Ruidoso, 44 in Alamogordo, 39 in Las Cruces, 30 in Gallup, 27 in Farmington, 33 in Taos, 37 at Red River, 41 in Clovis, and it's even sunny in West Texas, 45 in Lubbock, 43 in El Paso, and again, it's 42 degrees here in Artesia. Our humidity at 64%. The dew point is 31 degrees. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 2. The pressure is 29.96 and falling. Our air quality index is 42, so we have good air quality. The moon is in the last quarter. 53% illumination. Moon set at 12:01. Sunset at 4:51. So there you go. That's our weather update. Let's take the break. We'll welcome in our guests for this hour. That's coming up next.
There is a difference. When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Registration is now open for the spring semester at ENMU Roswell, committed to serving those who have served, helping veterans and military-connected students build brighter futures. ENMU Roswell can guide you through your education benefits and help you take the next step with confidence. Whether you're pursuing arts and sciences, health education, or technical education, your journey starts here. Visit roswell.enmu.edu to learn more.
Success starts here. ENMU Roswell.
This is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental, and we want you to know that we stay on the cutting edge with the latest technology and treatment options, because your smile deserves the very best. Our highly trained team is proud to offer sedation dentistry for every dental need, giving you a comfortable and stress-free experience every time. Discover advanced and modern dentistry personalized just for you, only here at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main, or call 575-622-4455.
Searching for a church that honors God? Come to First Church Artesia at 4th and Grand. We're a family of believers putting Christ first, preaching the Bible with reverence and uniting all ages in family-integrated worship. Sundays at 10:45 a.m., experience the timeless truth and heartfelt praise. We're reaching Artesia with the good news, living all of Christ for all of life. Check out artesiareform.com or find us on Facebook, First Church Artesia, where faith thrives.
Get a great deal on versatile Kubota equipment today. Like the Kubota L-Series compact tractor, the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S., Z-Series mowers, and Sidekick utility vehicles. Stop by your local Kubota dealer today. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $4,500. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
Looking for the right ride at the right price? Come to Tate Branch Artesia and check out our used cars. We've got a huge selection of all makes, all models, and every color you can imagine. Priced right to fit your budget. Many vehicles have payments under $500 and come with a lifetime powertrain warranty for your peace of mind. Bad credit upside down in your trade? No problem. We work with all credit and we'll fight to get you approved. Experience the Tate Branch difference today, where great cars, great prices, and great people come together. Stop by Tate Branch at 919 South 1st Street in Artesia or visit us online at tatebranchartesia.com.
You thought it was loving to do this.
Want to come back to my place?
Which resulted in this. What is loving is paying your child support. To support them. Do the loving thing and pay your child support today.
Payment processed. Payment received.
Contact the Child Support Services Division and meet your monthly obligation for your children. Visit yes.nm.gov or call 1-800-283-4465. Brought to you by the HCA, the NMBA, and this station.
In the heart of southeastern New Mexico, connection matters. That's why PVT delivers fast, reliable internet to homes and businesses across our region. Whether you're streaming, gaming, or working remotely, our fiber-backed network keeps you moving. And with local customer service you can count on, help is always just a call away. Visit pvt.com or call 575-748-1241 to get started. PVT, connecting our community one home at a time.
Elsa? Do you want to build a snowman?
Hey, welcome back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show. And we changed our time up just a little bit today so we could accommodate our friends with the PY Foundation. And Destiny is with us this morning. How are you doing?
Just fine. Thank
Good.
you. Good morning.
Did you come here for the breakfast?
I did. Lucky Duck has changed their biscuit formula, and I 1,000% recommend.
Amen. Oh, and Drew's here from Lucky Duck. You know how dangerous that is, changing a recipe?
Oh, if it's for the better, I think it's good.
Okay.
And it was for the better.
It was for the better. Okay. Not going to give away the secret, though.
No,
right?
sir.
Well, that's fantastic. We were talking about the topic that we're going to talk about today, and that's helping out the Head Start program. And I was unaware that there have been some changes with the Head Start programs here in the Pecos Valley. You want to kind of fill us in on what some of those changes are, Destiny?
Yes. So they, for more than 20 years, had kind of been run under an agency in Carlsbad. And just a month ago, they were acquired by two new agencies, but one has currently started kind of working with them, and it's called YDI. It's based out of Albuquerque.
Okay.
And with that are some changes that are going to benefit our community. So they now have added a New Mexico pre-K program. So parents can sign their kids up. Before it was an income-based, and they still have that Head Start program, but now they also have this New Mexico pre-K, which is not income-based. So that I think it's going to be really beneficial. But with that means that they just acquired about 60 new kids to their program. And Drew kind of stepped in here because every year Head Start gives their families a Christmas gift for their children that are participating in the program, which before that was 53. And now with the new acquisition of the kids, they're about 60 gifts short.
Wow. And this is, as you said, just kind of happened in the last 30 days. And so you don't want to give gifts to these kids and not to these kids. And you don't want to not give any gifts to any kids. That's not the answer. So, Drew, when you heard about this, what did you decide you wanted to do to help out?
Well, this kind of just happened by accident. So one of my employees, just anytime he can give, he wants to give. Doesn't matter what it is, time, shirt off his back kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted to put together a giving tree of some sort. We had no idea how to go about doing that. So we contacted a few people that we know work with, Women for Better Artesia, Women for Better Artesia. But we had no idea, we know how to collect stuff, but we didn't know how to disperse it. So we got in contact with Head Start, and we're also doing a sort of food drive kind of thing for United Way of Eddy County as well at the same time. But the big one is the Head Start stuff, because, man, how heartbreaking would it be to not get a gift for Christmas, not have Santa come through when he's supposed to. So we got lined out with them, and actually yesterday I had a younger couple come in, brought in huge amount of toys, almost filled up the box that we have sitting in front of our Christmas tree. And they came and got me out of the kitchen and said, "This guy wants to talk to you." So I went and, "Hey man, thanks, I really appreciate it." And he goes, "How many kids are there?" And I said, "Well, 60. He goes, "Well, I got 20 toys there. If I go get 10 more, will you match the other 30? So I said, I can't really say no to that. I'm not a Grinch. So we're going to match the other 30. So to do that, tomorrow we're going to do $3, we'll call them $3 donation pancakes or $3 Head Start pancakes or something like that.
Okay.
And every one of those $3 pancakes that we sell tomorrow, 100% of the proceeds are going to go to buying toys for these Head Start kids that may not otherwise get something cool for Christmas.
I like pancakes. Matter of fact, I was thinking the other morning it'd be great to have some pancakes.
I know a guy.
Yeah. And I will say, Lucky Duck, I think, makes the best pancakes. I would go on record saying that. So I will say, with your pancakes, you should add the biscuits.
Well, there you go. Make a great breakfast. So what hours will you have the pancakes?
6 a.m. to 10:30. Just our normal breakfast hours, 6 to 10:30, and we'll have it set up. If you want to have one of our normal items like your scrambler or carnivore or whatever you normally get, but if you add the $3 donation pancake, we'll call it, then the $3 from that will go directly to purchasing toys for the kids.
Wow, that is fantastic. Who can say no to $3 pancake benefiting kids for Christmas? That's and so that'll be tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
From 6 to 10:30 at Lucky Duck, which is inside the Best Western.
Yep.
Pecos Inn, and you've got signs out front there, so it's easy to find.
Yeah, they're up against the facade of the building. It's not real easy to see, but if you know where you're headed, it's easy to find.
I just saw this line. It was from Buckaroo Banzai. You remember that movie?
Absolutely not.
You do not remember that? And Peter Weller, the character, he's performing on stage, and he says, "Hey, if you know where you are, you're there."
That's like you never know where you're going until you get there.
Until you get there. So, all right, this is great. So it sounds like you're close to getting all the gifts ready to go. And when do they have their party at the Head Start? Have they told you that?
That's a great question. I could get that information.
I know the answer to that.
You know?
Actually, we're either me or my kitchen manager, Ben, who put this together or helped put it together, are going to play Santa Claus for them, and she said it was the 18th.
Oh, wow.
So I believe that's
so
Wednesday.
which one of you will play Santa Claus?
He's built for it, but I'm more prone to being out in public and interacting with people, so we'll probably flip a coin.
Could you see him in a Grinch costume?
Oh, I could. That would be pretty. The Grinch is a hit.
I know.
Every time there's a Grinch out, I don't know.
I don't quite understand it, other than the fact that at the end of the story he does reform, and his heart grows, 3 times bigger or 10 times bigger, whatever the story is.
Which doesn't sound healthy.
No.
Though I guess if he started with a micro heart,
Yeah,
right? It was
Yes.
3 times smaller.
I suppose.
Yeah, that's true. And the way he treated that dog was terrible.
Oh, I know.
But no,
The poor dog.
Yeah,
exactly. As a former pet owner,
Yeah.
I kind of like dogs, but it's it is a popular character. You're right. Whenever the Grinch shows up at different things, but Santa's the big dog. So that'll be coming up on the 18th, and look forward to. I bet the kids will just have a great time with all of that.
Yes, and they do every year. It really is. I think one of my favorite things about Head Start is just the way that they give back to their parents. So they do monthly kind of events for parents, monthly evening events where they will, feed the families, and there's no limit. So a whole family, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, everyone can come, and then they have to-go boxes so that after the meal the families can take home whatever's left over.
Sure.
And they provide parenting classes and other things, but then at Christmas they always give out a gift, and I always think that that's so special.
Yeah. Well, it'd be great to have, if you could help arrange that, to get some folks with the new program to come in and talk about it, because I bet people have some either misconceptions or lack of understanding of exactly how the whole Head Start program works. I'm probably one of them. I thought it was a government funded program, but I'm thinking it's indirectly a government funded program.
For the most part, it does receive federal funds, but with this new agency, something that they're really known for, I guess, in Albuquerque, is that they really try to get involved in the community, and they try to raise funds to kind of cover whatever, a lot of people think an organization is government funded, they don't need any more money, but they don't realize with a lot of our nonprofits that receive government monies, those monies are really, really restricted. And so they have to be used in a very specific way, which means that there are a lot of areas that then get, left behind. They don't get funded. And so then the organization is left to try to find how to fund those programs that they do. And so I think they'll probably come out with more information. This was such a quick turnaround, but I do think that come the fall, when they start their enrollment for the fall, they will have much more marketing. They, I'm sure, would get on the radio. I believe there's another agency that's going to be coming in that'll be doing, like I said, the younger kids before pre-K.
Right.
So with all those changes, I'm sure they can speak to that more. I just called today right before this meeting and kind of got a little bit of information, and thankfully Drew got more information of questions I didn't think to ask. So
yeah, that's great. What else is going on at Lucky Duck, Drew?
Other than the new biscuit recipe and trying to do some Christmas giving, lots of catering. That's been a big hit the last couple months. Got some new menu items.
Okay.
Just trying to perfect our craft, man.
Yeah.
If you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. That's not true. But to a degree, it does apply. Like, I love what I do. I love the people that work for me, and got a great team and great food.
So what's new on the menu? You said you have some new items.
Oh, we got a crispy chicken salad. I've been tweaking some recipes here and there just to refine them a little bit, and anything I can make homemade, I like to make homemade. So it's not, I don't know. I really try to set us apart from just the normal, sit down and pay for somebody to bring you whatever you ordered. Like, we want to make it memorable and sort of a remarkable, memorable kind of thing for everyone.
Right.
So
that's right. So what seems to be, or not seems to be, I mean, you would know, what are some of your more popular items that you had on there? Obviously the biscuits and the pancakes.
The biscuits and gravy have always been pretty popular for breakfast. We have a breakfast item called the Scrambler that, man, it's awesome. It's hash browns, sausage, bacon, green chilies, purple onions, all mixed up, cooked together, and then we top it with sausage gravy and 2 eggs, however you want them, and then some shredded cheese melted on top. That thing sells like crazy.
Wow.
And then the Artesia burger. You name something Artesia, it's going to probably be pretty popular.
Artesia or Bulldog?
Yep.
Know, those are your two top options there.
Yeah, but the Artesia burger is our green chili cheeseburger. Just simple, plain Jane green chilies and cheese, and on top of our awesome burgers.
So where do you find the green chili?
It's a Hatch green chili that I get from my food provider.
Yeah, so it's a Hatch green chili.
Yes, sir.
It's not one of those other green chilies.
No, those off-brand. No, we don't want those.
So what'd you bring with you today?
I got some sausage biscuit sliders. It's just our homemade biscuits with sausage and American cheese. Simple, Oh man.
Hearty.
May I look in the box?
Buttery.
I think you should try one.
Probably. Buttery, delicious biscuits.
Oh my goodness, those look wonderful. I was thinking for the camera, trying to hold it up to the camera here. Let me see if I can do this.
Well, yank one out of there.
Take one, and wow, look at that. That is awesome looking with the sausage.
And it has a perfect flake.
Mm-hmm.
Do
you remember Second City TV? You probably aren't old enough to remember Second City TV. They used to do their parody of 3D movies, and so they would take something like this and they go do do. So I'm going back in the day for that. Well, may I try this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let's see how I can.
Here, I'll
there.
put my hands under your face and
No,
you can
I've
just...
got some paper towels here. I'm just trying to get this all figured out.
While you're digging into that, we are still accepting, other than tomorrow doing the pancake fundraiser.
Right.
We're accepting donations in the dining room there where the tree's set up for Head Start for toys, and we're doing, like I said, United Way of Eddy County. We're taking non-perishable food items as well. So from now till whenever United Way wants to stop picking stuff up from us, we'll accept those. And then Head Start is, I think, Wednesday the 18th is when we're going to go do their party. So.
Oh, and actually, while I am on,
I
did want to remind people that if they do want to volunteer, tomorrow is a food distribution for United Way.
That's right.
And so
that's at West Main Church.
Yes, sir.
Trying to remember if there's
7 in the morning.
Is when the volunteers gather.
7 to 7:15 is when you gather, and then food distribution, I believe, starts at about 8 o'clock.
When the truck arrives.
When the truck arrives, yes. So, and they were short last week, and I know Artesia loves a good competition. Carlsbad always has quite a bit of volunteers.
They were short volunteers?
They were short volunteers. So I think that Artesia can show up and win.
I think I'm going to take another bite of this lovely biscuit here. This is great.
It's perfect. It's so soft. It is crumbly, just like a biscuit should, and it has like a butteryness to it. So
if I could drop this mic, I would. Man, speaking of Artesia and volunteers, I got to say, since moving here and sort of becoming active in the business side of things, I've never seen a community that's so willing to give, and just the philanthropy and generosity in this community is incredible. So
it really is. It's a special place, like these biscuits. This is absolutely wonderful. There are some plates over there on the table if you want to get a plate. So I'll have to be honest, I don't know that I remember the previous version. Well, the biscuits and the gravy is what you said you kind of tweaked.
The gravy's the same, just the biscuits. The biscuits
so
got
this
changed
is the new
a little
biscuit
bit.
recipe?
Yes, sir.
Well, I can't imagine what the other one was like, because this is pretty good.
Thank you.
And so you just, when you find a little extra time, you just kind of experiment a little bit.
I just like to piddle around, man.
In the kitchen.
Dabble, little test here, test there, try something out. If it doesn't work, throw it out, try something else.
Now, you try it first, though, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Lastly, my wife kind of gets on me sometimes about, there's times that I'll make something and she's like, did you try it? Well, no, I know it's good. She's like, babe, you have to try the food. So I've been trying to get a lot better about that. I'll taste each component individually, but most of the time, by the time I'm done making it, I'm like, I know that it's good because I tasted each component. So, but yeah, I had one of those the other morning and went, holy Moses, these are good. Like, well, I had the sausage, I had the biscuit, but I hadn't had it in that format.
Put it together?
Since we changed.
And this is new to the menu. This sausage slider.
Yeah, that is relatively
Okay.
new, yeah. And it comes with a hash brown patty, typically. I didn't bring you a hash brown patty, Gene. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Please forgive me.
Well, people may or may not know, I had a medical incident about a little over a year ago. And so I kind of changed up my routines and diet stuff. But I said, I'm never going to be that guy that, gets invited someplace or goes someplace. Well, I can't have that. Well, I can't have that. Well, I'm not eating any of that. They're kind of like a vegetarian. I don't want to be... because you're not one, are you? No.
I was going to say, let's be careful about bashing vegetarians because we do have some that come in and eat.
Oh, I know. But it seems like a lot of the ones that I run into are very vocal about it, and so I don't want to be that person. I can. This is wonderful. I think you ought to get that with a hash brown and a cup of coffee, and that's a great start to the day.
Sure is, man. Just makes everything brighter. Colors are brighter. Temperatures are cooler. Just everything's better when we eat that.
Everything's better with a good breakfast. So that's great.
Well, and I want to just give a recommendation, because what I really liked about Lucky Duck is when they were in their food truck, they came downtown all the time to all of our events, and then when they went into the restaurant, I was a little worried. I was like, oh no, we're not going to be able to see them out in the community as much, but they still have stepped up in a big way, and a lot of our other small businesses do the same. But I just, especially for them being so new to the community and things, like they've done so much, and I think it's been really great.
Thank you.
They've become real artisans.
Yes, ma'am. That's been the plan.
That's
so
good.
Thank you.
Good. And this is wonderful. So tomorrow, Friday, December 12, 6 to 10 a.m., $3 Head Start pancakes.
Yes, sir.
And those proceeds will help fund the Christmas party and the gifts and everything for all these Head Start kids, these brand new 60 kids that are in the program, in addition to the ones that are already there. So we expect you to be at Lucky Duck Grill tomorrow morning to help out with all of that.
Please do.
Hopefully you got plenty of pancake batter ready.
I sure
to go.
do.
That's good. Anything else we'd like to share that you'd like to talk about today?
I'm good. I mean, we can talk about running. We can talk about. I might throw my name in the presidential candidate ring for. Hold on, but for 2027, because then I can run unopposed.
That's true. That's true. But we could use, this is my humble opinion here, we could use a good governor in New Mexico, and I think the governor's race is next year.
Yeah, but then I'd be opposed and I wouldn't win.
Well, why, are there other people running for governor? There are there are other people that's going to run for governor.
I'm sure there's
but
probably
we definitely
somebody.
need somebody to step up and from southeast New Mexico and try to represent more of New Mexico in Santa Fe. That would be awesome. But you're kind of like the guy that's the president now. He didn't run for anything else before. You know, when he finally decided to run for office, I'm going for the big prize.
Right. You know, I think that's just something that I wouldn't be interested in, truthfully.
Being president?
Yeah, man. You're always going to make somebody mad.
Yeah, well, in any office, I don't care. You could run for mayor of Artesia, which I think might be available.
We do have an election coming up.
That's right, and everybody loves you, right? And then you run for mayor, and you get elected mayor, and then half the stuff you do, or everything you do, half the people are mad at you for doing that, and the other half think you're doing good. And then you just can't make everybody happy when you get into that position, and you want to do the best you can. So just think about that.
Who made that quote? You can make half the people happy all the time, but you can't, or all the people happy half the time.
I think it was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
You can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people every time, or something like that.
That sounds way better than what I said.
Did I go to school? I don't know. All right. Well, Drew, Destiny, thank you so much for coming in. Take your biscuit with you, and don't show Joby that biscuit, because then those two will leave, and they'll eat them on their way to Albuquerque.
Oh, I brought enough for a few extras if we need to.
Yeah, they're headed to Albuquerque to cover the girls' basketball team today.
Great.
So
well, they definitely need a road snack.
A road snack.
A road biscuit.
Road biscuit.
We'll let them know here before they run off. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And, gosh, I'm on the air 6 to 10, 7 to 10. I need to think about how to get these pancakes.
Well, Lucky Duck does do DoorDash.
DoorDash.
That's true.
Well, see, I've got a problem with that, personally. Maybe, I don't want to get into it. It's just, I see people getting coffee. I'm like, get out of bed and get your own coffee, you know? Maybe for pancakes and a meal, that might be a better option. But, anyway.
I've only used it a few times, but it is beneficial whenever you're in a bind and you can't.
Oh, I understand. I totally get it. Understand it. It's obviously very popular and people use it. But I'm just thinking, I'm going to get my own coffee.
That's one of those hills that you're going to die on, huh?
Nah.
Okay.
There'll be a time, and I'll say, all right.
Fine, I'll do it. Well, thanks for having me on. Thank you for asking me, Destiny. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Let's take a break for news. We'll be back in a minute.
Now for your
How'd we do?
Pecos Valley news update. I'm
Biscuits
Jared
are-
Cirillo. The City of Artesia employee luncheon was held on Wednesday. According to the city, a lot of work goes into city operations, and some jobs are more visible than others. But whether it's responding to emergencies, keeping the city clean, working with the public, or making sure paperwork is in order, everyone plays an important role. Several employees were recognized for hitting 20, 30, and even 40-year anniversaries. During the luncheon, employees also won prizes donated by local businesses. If you've visited the Artesia Public Library lately, you may have noticed some additions to the lobby hallway. The library working with the Elks and Does for a Christmas coat drive. They'll be collecting new and gently used winter coats and warm weather gear for school-aged children. You can leave donations in the box. Additionally, the library also has their holiday honor tree set up. The tree meant to honor loved ones who have been impacted by cancer. This includes those who are survivors, those who are currently fighting, and those who have passed away. If you'd like to have a loved one's picture displayed on the tree, bring a photo that will fit in a 2x3 frame to the front desk. The library will provide the frame. The tree will be on display until January 10th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. After the Federal Reserve cut interest rates by another 0.25% for the third time this year, and stocks rallied because Jerome Powell did not close the door to more interest rate cuts next year. Sam Stovall of CFRA Investment Research thinks this will help stocks and the economy.
The Fed's action will make mortgage rates come down, auto rates, etc., to make major purchases.
Cutting interest rates is to encourage borrowing and spending, but easier money can also push up inflation. Powell indicated the Federal Reserve's more concerned about slow hiring than about inflation right now. Stock averages all rose, but Oracle stock fell 5% after the close because investors question whether Oracle's large AI investments are justified. YouTube TV will start lower-priced channel bundles next year. YouTube TV says it should be easy to just have the channels you want. They've not released the pricing yet. A referendum in Massachusetts would repeal legalization of recreational marijuana and force the closing of marijuana shops. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. In Sunday night's must-win game against the Vikings, a veteran defensive tackle goes against a familiar foe led by one of the new young guns in the league. You'll hear from Kenny Clark after this.
Whether you're buying a home, looking for a partner to take care of your HR and payroll needs, or giving your employees the benefits they deserve, SWBC is here to help. From personalized home loans to a team of experts to help grow your business, SWBC is your partner. For your family, for your business, for your wins. Forward together. Visit SWBC.com to learn more.
SWBC Mortgage Corporation, NMLS number 9741, an equal housing lender.
Cowboys Nation is big because everything's bigger in Texas. And Reliant has the energy to power it all. From home field advantage to home sweet home, Reliant has Dallas Cowboys fans all across the Lone Star State covered for every electric moment this season and beyond. Reliant, proud to be the official energy provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Reliant, PUCT number 10007.
The Cowboys host the Vikings Sunday night, a team with only 5 wins and struggling on offense. But young quarterback J.J. McCarthy is coming on lately, lighting up the scoreboard in their 31-0 drubbing of Washington last week. Cowboy defensive tackle Kenny Clark, who used to play Minnesota twice a year when Kenny was with the Packers, knows pass pressure is the key Sunday night, but that's easier said than done against McCarthy.
He's elusive. I mean, he's one of those guys that's, he's kind of sneaky elusive. He can duck and hide behind the offensive lineman, spread out in the space and make plays. It's all hands on deck with him and getting him on the ground.
The Dallas secondary could get a boost this week with the return of cornerback Trayvon Diggs. He's been on injured reserve with a sore knee. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Good morning. Welcome back on Good Morning Artesia. We have headed over to Artesia Animal Clinic. We have our Kith and Kin coffee, which we are enjoying today. Good morning. Welcome back on Good Morning Artesia. We have headed over to Artesia Animal Clinic. We have our Kith and Kin coffee, which we are enjoying today. Ethiopian blend, I think you said?
I think
maybe
that's usually what they like to get.
Golden
pecan.
Go with pecan?
That's what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, it's wonderful. And we're here to talk about some issues that are in the news today, and as we get ready for the end of the year and the start of the new year. And some of the folks that I have come across that are horse owners have expressed some concern over a virus that is affecting the horse population here in New Mexico, and that's why we wanted to have Dr. Young with us. And so kind of bring us up to date. What is it that has started to make its appearance here in New Mexico in the West?
So back in 2 dates, November the 5th through the 9th, and then November 17th through the 18th, there were 2 events. One in Waco, which was the WPRA World Finals in barrel race, elite barrel race, and then later on in Guthrie, Oklahoma, there was a barrel futurities event, and you had horses show up positive for equine herpes, EHV1.
EHV1, okay.
And so there's EHV1, EHV4, so the disease can show up as respiratory, reproductive, such as abortions in mares, or the neurologic form. And this is the neurologic form. Now your vaccines will work on the respiratory and the reproductive. For the disease, I mean, you have the virus and then you have the disease. And so the disease is equine herpes myeloencephalitis. So you're going to see neurological signs. Ataxia, incoordination. You could see fevers. That's the first sign, is a fever above 101.5. Sometimes they'll go 102.5 or even greater. You could have nasal issues. And then there's been, this has probably changed, but last time I checked, there had been at least 1 death on that. But the issue about congregating, just like people, at events with something that is transmitted respiratory is what happens after the event. Now in Oklahoma, once things showed up, they canceled the remaining events evidently. In Waco, they had left, the horses had left. Now, how that affects New Mexico, we had horses from Donna Ana County, Eddy County, Santa Fe, DeBaca, Roosevelt, Otero, and Chavis. And so then the state veterinarians, and if USDA gets involved, you start doing tracebacks on that. So the big event on that, the crowning thing is the horses are going to be isolated for 2 weeks. So, and that's the key. You want to protect your horse, you just don't
take the horse out anywhere.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I had one young lady tell me that I have to go to this. And I understand that, but no, you don't have to. There will be other events,
Right.
And but that's the key on anything. Vesicular stomatitis, keep your horse at home. Don't subject it to being around any other horses on that. Now, EHV, equine herpes, until the only way you're going to find out about it is by testing.
Mm-hmm.
And so either nasal swabs or blood. But if you have a horse that's running a fever, and particularly history is always important, and this is true for human medicine. History is very important. That's why questions are asked. You know, where has your horse been?
Right.
If he's just a ranch horse or a pleasure horse that's a working horse and doesn't go anywhere, they're definitely at less risk.
Right.
Than a performance horse where they're traveling on there. So our state office for sure, and USDA, they've come out with biosecurity plans. And if anybody wants to know, can't find what that is, I could be glad to give you the website.
So what is, you mentioned some of the effects on the horse. Are these, there was one, maybe just one death, but can a horse recover from this, or
yes,
what are some of the long-term effects that could have?
So they can recover and get back. They may have recurrence, but they will be shedding virus for a period of time. So and it is a reportable disease. So first of all, when you send your sample off, a lot of times before the veterinarian, which we are required to let our state vet know, is the lab is going to let them know on that. And everybody gets very worried about the Q word, quarantine.
Right.
Quarantine is to protect you as well as to protect the public. And so I find this very interesting. Anytime anything pops up in a state, the other states position themselves. They don't want New Mexico horses coming in until they're sure that it's not going to bring them, and that's understandable. We're the same way.
Right.
We have things going on with Texas because stuff shows up there, Oklahoma, and around. And so the big thing is you just need to stay put on that one. Now, any event, because we've got the big PRCA event coming up in Las Vegas on that, well, I can guarantee you they're already working on their biosecurity systems, what you do, because there's a lot of horses coming from all over the U.S., you know. And this is not the first time something's shown up. You know, I've been here 27 years, and I don't know how many times periodically something comes up.
So it's a respiratory.
That's one form of it.
Okay.
So even
but that's how it spreads?
Even with this one, yes. Or it can be on tack.
Okay.
Mucus, sneezing, coughing, things like that. You can see anything. Lack of coordination, particularly in the rear limbs, sometimes the front limbs. But see, if a veterinarian sees a horse that comes in with rear limb lameness and there's no history of trauma or anything like that, that's not the first thing, the only thing that's going to pop up. Equine protozoa myelitis, West Nile. Now, we went through that here in Eddy County this summer. You know, I saw several horses with 3 positives on that. And so a lot of things looked similar on that one. But you could have dribbling of urine. There's several things that can cause that. If you have a gelding, suddenly you have penile paralysis. That's one thing. Tail motor innervation can be. There's just so many things that can show up. You know, if you had a pregnant mare, she might even abort on that. So if you see signs, then you need to see whoever your veterinarian is.
Well, you mentioned that there's a vaccine, but it doesn't work on all the different things?
No, the neurological form, there is no vaccine right now.
Okay.
You know, that's going to definitely prevent. So the way vaccines work, you're hoping that you could get some cross protection. And I think a lot of that's what we see with CDC with our flu vaccines.
Right.
they pick the most common 5, I think it is, or 3 or 5, that they think's going to show up, hoping that you'll get some cross protection in the population.
Right.
You know, on there. Now, vaccines, when you vaccinate a horse, you can run a low-grade fever or a fever. Doesn't mean you're going to have clinical signs, because it is an inactivated vaccine on that one.
So if you're concerned and you don't want your horse to come in contact with other animals that may have this, you just kind of stay put for a couple of weeks, and is that usually how long it tends to just kind of run its course through an area?
Yes, generally, because you can go up to 14 days on incubation. All viruses have an incubation period on that. And so, average 4 to 7 is usually when it's going to start showing up. And the first thing that's going to probably show up is the horse is running a fever on that. But yes, the big thing is you just stay. Now, let's say you had a positive and he gets through that, then the state's going to want to continually, for a period of time, draw blood and test, and that's called paired serum. And they want to see, what's going on in the horse itself. If you had, to say, 4 or 5 other horses on your property, you're just going to keep an eye on them.
Right.
On there.
Right. It's interesting how different viruses or different bugs, or if you will, pop up at different times and affect different things. So, to your knowledge, with the counties that have had been affected by this, have there been any?
I haven't heard anything because Dr. Hollick would put out a.
And that's what the state.
Our state veterinarian.
State veterinarian. So that's,
she'd put out a
sign.
thing that we've had a horse show up in Doneana or show up in Eddy County or whatever. Just to let everybody know on that. I can guarantee you the horses that were at the events, they're sort of under lockdown, watching. And if you come back to it, it's like anything. I give this talk every day with parvovirus and pups. Exposure does not necessarily mean you get sick. So I don't know how many over the years litters of pups where you've got 7 pups, 2 or 3 get sick, you may lose one, and the others, were they exposed? Yes, they were. Why did they not get sick? And you see that in people.
That's true.
That's
true. So as far as if someone has a horse that is showing symptoms, or maybe they've been diagnosed,
so they need to call their vet.
Call their vet, and then is there a treatment regimen?
You're going to treat for what you see.
Okay.
It's a classic virus. All viruses are viruses. They do their thing.
Right.
On that one. And so, I'd say at some point it comes down to what's best for the animal. You get 1,100-pound animal that can't get up, or that's not boding well for him.
Right.
Or, particularly if it advances up the spinal cord and you get a seizure or something like that, that's not a good thing.
So if there are signs that the horse is not right, make sure you get with your vet and have it. And how long does it take to get the confirmation that of what it is? Because what do you do? Do you do swab or draw blood?
You'll get that within a couple of days.
Couple of days, okay.
Because I'm sure everyone's the same. It's going to be overnighted to whatever lab you're using, and then they'll contact you. If you have a positive, then the state for sure, it's like rabies. If the specimen you send off and there's been potential human exposure, then, of course, this doesn't affect people, but you're going to get a phone call, not only from your doctor, but from the state.
From the state. And that was going to be my next question is, does this cross species? I mean, or it just affects the horses?
It's horses.
Okay. But people can be can transfer it or make it
Yeah,
expose another horse?
I would say if you're not cleaning your tack, things like that, that'd be one way potentially.
Okay.
On that one. But usually where you're congregated, you know, and with the horses around is where you're going to get potential exposure.
Okay.
Spread of
So
it.
just keep your horses away from everyone else, and
same thing as with us, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get the flu or COVID, you don't go out.
You don't
grocery
go
shopping.
out and sneeze and cough and shake people's hands, and you know it's just allergies. How many times have we heard that? All right, if you have any questions about this with your horses, or need to learn more about this, or help in getting in contact with the state vet's office, you can just reach out to Dr. Young here at Artesia Animal Clinic or your vet, and let's hope we kind of get through this without any serious effects on the horse population.
And I haven't checked in the last couple of days, but if you go to the New Mexico Livestock Board website, you know, they usually have updates about things.
Okay, so check that out as well. Thanks for the coffee.
You bet.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll be back on another day with another interview with Dr. Larry Young from Artesia Animal Clinic. Thanks for joining us. KSVP TV on YouTube, KSVP Radio on Facebook. All right, that's it for this hour. We've got one more hour to go and about 4 more biscuits to go. This is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. It's 9 o'clock.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The U.S. is ratcheting up the pressure on Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, the target, according to President Trump, a vessel that was carrying sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually.
A Maryland federal judge ordering Salvadoran national Kilmar Abrego Garcia freed immigration detention while a legal challenge to his deportation advances. He's lived in the U.S. for years after entering the country illegally as a teen. His case become a rallying point for those opposed to the Trump administration's enforcement of federal immigration law. The Pacific Northwest is reeling from intense flooding, the result of an atmospheric river that's dumped incredible amounts of rain all across the region over the past few days.
This is producing a lot of heavy rainfall, and we're seeing totals over 10, 12 inches.
Greg Galena at the National Weather Service. The Senate's gearing up for a vote today on 2 competing health care bills. One bill calls for change, while the other favors the status quo.
With COVID-era health care subsidies set to expire, Republicans want to replace them with expanded government-funded savings accounts, an idea backed by President Trump.
We want the money go directly to the people. We want you to go out and buy your own health insurance, and you'll get much better health insurance at a much lower cost.
Senators will also vote on a Democrat-sponsored bill that would extend the Obamacare tax credits for another 3 years. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The U.S. trade deficit fell for the second straight month in September. Influenced by the president's tariffs, the deficit dropped nearly 11%, hitting its lowest level since June of 2020. The Dow up 467 points. Townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Gallagher. The holidays are right around the corner, and you know what that means. Travel, gifts, family gatherings, and a whole lot of spending. Here's a way to get ahead of it all. Call my friends Mike and Brian and the team at Fellowship Home Loans. Rates have dropped again. That means you could refinance, lower your monthly payment, even skip your next 2 mortgage payments. That's right, 2 months with no mortgage payment. Put away the checkbook. Keep that money for the holidays. You won't be making any more payments till 2026. Maybe you're not looking to refinance, but you need access to cash. Well, Fellowship now offers their own HELOC and line of credit. Approval just takes a few minutes, and you can have funds in your account in as little as 4 days. Use it to pay off bills, finish a renovation, or simply get ready for the new year. Just go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/MikeG, fellowshiphomeloans.com/MikeG, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 819382.
Unionized public employees in Portugal are holding their first general strike in more than a decade. A wide range of public services from mass transit to education are affected. BBC's Alison Roberts in Lisbon.
The strike's effects were already being felt last night in Lisbon, with the metro winding down earlier than usual. It won't run at all on Thursday, while there will be skeleton services only on local buses and on mainline rail. The stoppage is in protest at proposals from the right-of-centre government to overhaul the labour code. It says to help companies boost their profitability and ultimately salaries. Unions say it's an outrageous attack on long-standing worker rights.
Denmark plans to follow Australia in introducing stricter restrictions for young teens to access social media. The Danish government says it secured an agreement by 3 governing coalition and 2 opposition parties. News and analysis, townhall.com. The NTSB has a problem with one provision of the new House-approved Defense Authorization Bill.
National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Homendy said Wednesday the board vehemently opposes one of the provisions in the National Defense Authorization Act passed by the House hours earlier. She said during a press conference that the NTSB took notice of Section 373, which she said gives the military unfettered access to the airspace over Washington, D.C., and allows the military to perform training missions in that area. Homendy said the section reverses safety changes established after the crash between an American Airlines jet and an Army helicopter near Ronald Reagan National Airport in January. Bernie Bennett reporting.
Ukrainian President Zelensky is involved in emergency talks with leaders from about 30 countries. It's aimed at bolstering Kiev's efforts to secure the best possible terms in any peace agreement aimed at ending the war with Russia. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, this is Holly from Nels Floral in Artesia, and we are so happy to be the new florist for the KSVIP. If you know someone who is having a special date or event, a birthday, anniversary, or something big is happening in their life, let's make them the KSVIP. On their day, we'll say something on the radio about your special person, and they will receive a beautiful flower from Nels Floral. So call KSVP at 575-746-2751 and nominate your KSVIP.
Hey, we're back on the Good Morning Artesia radio show, Thursday edition, December 11. I'm Gene, filling in for Scott. Hopefully they're off having success on their hunting thing that they do. Anyway, we're back and ready with you. One more hour to go, and may have Jeffrey join me here in a minute after the weather, because I did get clarification. I suspected something and I thought it was true, and I did get clarification, 2 different sources. And so just want to throw some ideas out there. Boy, there's a lot of great stuff going on. We had Dr. Young on there with some very good information about the horse herpes deal. Hopefully that's winding down, if you will, and is not going to be as prevalent a problem and affect rodeos and other functions into the new year. So that'll be good. And again, we'll get that posted up there online so you can go back and watch that. And then I learned some things about the Head Start I did not know. And I'm glad to have Drew here from Lucky Duck and Destiny from the PY Foundation. And I think we learned some things today and some ways that we can help. There's a lot of stuff going on. And I I did arrange to get a pancake, Lana. So you will get a pancake, and I will get a pancake, and they'll be delivered tomorrow morning. I forgot Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I forgot to get you a pancake. I am so sorry. We'll get something figured out. We'll try to get Jeffrey a pancake. It's also McDonald's breakfast day tomorrow, so if he doesn't get a pancake, at least he'll have a Sasha's biscuit or something from McDonald's. We'll do that tomorrow. We've got the start of a basketball tournament coverage on the radio this weekend. Coming up later today, we've got Joby's going to be up in Albuquerque at Academy, and they're going to be taking on Sandia in the first day of the Joe Armillo Girls Basketball Classic. And Artesia is scheduled to tip off around 3, which may or may not happen around 3. It's a tournament, okay? So if you're listening to the radio at 3 o'clock and you don't hear the ball game come on, it's because it probably hasn't started yet. But we'll get that all on the radio this afternoon. They take on Sandia, the defending 5A girls champions. They're the team that beat Joe Carpenter's Eagles last year. Well, I guess last May. No, it would have been in March, right? March would have been March Madness. So that's who Artesia draws in the first round. Then we've got, then if they win, if they pull off the big upset, which we hope they do, they'll play either Academy or Organ Mountain tomorrow afternoon at 4:45. If they're unsuccessful in their game today, they'll play the loser of the Academy Organ Mountain game. So, and that's at 9:45 in the morning. So what we don't know is if they're going to win or lose, but we'll find out. If they do wind up losing, we'll get them on. The pregame show will probably start around 9:20 or so, and we'll get Joby on the air. Joby will be joined by Scott Galletti tomorrow, and then Scott will take over and do the game on Saturday for us from Albuquerque Academy. Meanwhile, the boys, they've got a game tomorrow night. Boys are hosting Valencia, and you can watch and listen to that ball game. Robbie Ballou and Dennis Garcia are going to do that broadcast for us tomorrow night, and the JV starts at 5:30, which means the varsity will be around 7 tomorrow night on KSVP Radio, KSVPTV.com. Saturday, we'll have men's basketball from Texas Tech. They're taking on Arkansas, and they're playing in Dallas at the American Airlines Center on Saturday morning. 9 a.m. pregame, 10 o'clock tip. And then on Sunday night, the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings in a football contest at Dallas. And pregame is at 5. Kickoff is 6:20 Sunday night. We'll have it on the radio, 92.9 The Brand and 106.1 La Pantera. So I think that covers everything we've got going on. We're waiting to hear back from our choir director. There's a choir, Zia Winter Choir Showcases tonight, so we'll see if we're going to get that permission to stream that tonight. We do. Excellent. Thank you, Jeffrey. So that's a go. Thumbs up. Yep. So if you can't make it to the Estelle Yates Auditorium tonight for that, it will be on the TV at 6:30. And also tonight over at Yeso is the Luminarias and Literacy event, and that starts at 5:15 at Yeso Elementary School. So all that's coming up today. And I think the weather's going to be pretty good. What do you got for us weather-wise, Steve-O? Is it going to be a decent day for all these fun events?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty mild today. We're headed for the low 70s. High pressure is still in place over the Four Corners, and we're getting sunshine. Overnight will be clear. We'll drop to about 40, and then we're in the upper 60s and low 70s with a sunny day coming up on Friday. Clear for Friday night, low 70s and sunny on Saturday. Cooling off a little bit on Sunday. We'll stay sunny, though, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Well, we've warmed up to 47 degrees, going up to 75 today. 72 tomorrow, 75 on Saturday, and then some clouds and cooler temperatures Sunday and Monday, back up into the 70s next week. How about that? Humidity is at 57%. The dew point is 33 degrees. Winds are out of the south-southwest at 3, gusting to 5. Pressure 29.95 and falling. Air quality index is 38. We have good air quality. High today, 15 degrees above the average daily high for this state. We had an official high yesterday of 62. The overnight low was 29. 1 year ago, we had a high of 47 and a low of 17. Sunny, 48 in Carlsbad, 45 in Roswell, and 51 at Hobbs, America. Sunshine across New Mexico. We've got 41 in Albuquerque, 44 in Santa Fe, 45 in Cloudcroft, 49 in Ruidoso, 50 down in Alamogordo, 46 in Las Cruces, 36 in Gallup, 33 in Farmington, 39 in Taos, 41 at Red River, 48 in Clovis, and in West Texas, the sun is shining there, 50 in Lubbock, 48 in El Paso City. All right, Jeffrey, I got to pick your brain on something here for just a second, because I wanted to get a confirmation of something that is kind of interesting. And let's see, sweet, thank you. Shoot me the SOS again, please. All right, I'll do that here in just a second. So I have gotten confirmation from two different sources, one of which, of course, I trust very much. The other I don't, which is why I appreciate it. I have the other source.
Okay.
The governor is term limited out.
Okay.
So next year, 2026, we will have a vote in New Mexico to choose a governor for the state of New Mexico. And obviously our federal Congress people and several state legislative seats and House seats and some other stuff like that. And I'm sure there are people throwing their hat in the ring. I think, what's her name? Is it Deb Haaland? Who was the
Interior.
She was in the Interior Department under Biden.
Yeah.
And I think she's throwing her hat in the ring on the Democrat side. And I think there's a couple of folks on the Republican side that have thrown their name out there. I'm just kind of curious. I have a couple of names in mind that I think would be cool people to run for governor. Somebody said Gene Dow for governor. No. The last radio talk show host that ran for governor, he was on the number one highest rated, most listened to talk show on the radio in Albuquerque. And he thought that meant, A, everybody knew him.
You're right.
B, everybody liked him.
Yeah.
And so he threw his hat in the ring to run for governor. And once he got outside of Albuquerque, he found out nobody knew who he was and didn't necessarily like him.
Right.
And quickly faded away and went back to work as the morning show host. And you got to remember, in Albuquerque, there's 40 signals? 40, 45
Probably,
radio signals?
At least.
So the number one rated talk show might have an 8 share. And that's of the people that are listening to the radio.
Right.
And that as a percentage of the total population in Albuquerque. So yes, you're the number one rated host. You're the number one rated talk show. You're on the number one rated radio station in the market, but you're talking to maybe 10% of the people that are listening to the radio. And which means nobody knows who you are.
Right.
So you can't just say, hey, I'm Larry Aarons from KKOB. Are you going to vote for me for governor? Listen to me on the radio. And people are going to go,
who?
Who? So I'm not going to make that mistake.
All right.
You know.
So it's not going to be Gene Dow.
Not going to be Gene Dow.
Gene Dow?
That's how Joel Bell would say it.
Gene Dow?
I'll have him do my commercials.
Well, can you be each other's running mate?
Hi, I'm Gene Dow, and I'm running for governor. But if you don't want to vote for me, vote for my friend Joel Bell.
Our current governor can't even fit in one of his boots.
I think we should do that. Yeah. I wrote an ad for his campaign.
Yeah, you did.
Do I still have it? So that would be one name, Joel Bell. Who else do you think would be a good candidate for governor in New Mexico?
Claire Chase.
Okay. That'd be a good choice. Gosh, everything I've ever asked it is here. I actually asked it this once, living as an American in Mumbai.
Mumbai?
What was I wanting to know when I asked that question?
We would all like to know what the rest of the story is.
Yeah, DEF shelf life? I asked that question. Let's see.
DEF as in like Def Jam Records?
Golf joke explanation. I asked it that. Elvis age today. Yep. She's in a different time zone now, so she has no idea. Let's see. Here's Joby and the Fish.
Joby and the Fish.
I think we should do this. Let's see. Live action concept. Logo for Monday Night Football 1970s. I could swear I asked this people to write me an ad for Joel. Let's see. Let me do a search. Nope. I don't have it on here. Sorry. That was a great ad, though.
Looks like Gronk's going to have to write a new one.
Well, that's okay. There may be some new information to add into that. I don't know. Is there anybody from around here that you think would be a good potential candidate for governor that you would could bring some common sense to Santa Fe?
Well, can John Henry run, or is he still like the...
Well, that depends on if he runs for mayor again, but I kind of get the impression he's not going to run for mayor again. Have you kind of gotten that impression from things that he has said?
That's what my Tabash psychic hotline guy thinks.
Yeah.
But Tabash doesn't know if his other job in Santa Fe will be...
Oh, that's right. That's right. Would he have to pick one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. And then I was thinking of the Head Start have new people running the Head Start program. And as we were having that conversation last hour, I had joked that because they're going to build a new school for Roselawn. And I said we could turn the old Roselawn School into the John Henry Memorial Mayoral Library and real estate office. And but then it kind of hit me that maybe that could be a good place for the Head Start program.
Well,
the Roselawn School. I don't know.
But they can't, because that's one of the reasons they have to move it, is they can't have a school that close to what's going on at at H.F. Sinclair.
Yeah, but look where Head Start is now. It's just up the street.
I have no idea where it is.
You don't know where Head Start is? It's on Ritchie, or just off of Ritchie.
Oh, okay.
You know the street that goes behind. What's that street that goes? It's not. You know where the softball field is and the soccer complex and all that kind of stuff. The street that's on the east side of that.
10th Street.
10th Street. You go up 10th and Ritchie and up in that area.
Okay.
I think.
Well, but that's where the new Roselawn School's going to be also. So that's far enough out of the the danger zone.
I don't know. Let's see. I think that'd be... I'm just trying to think of some other folks that would be good candidates.
Well, another place for the Head Start? Corner of 13th and Hermosa.
13th and Hermosa. Oh, yeah. The old church there.
Yeah, it's
Here's a name that's been suggested. How about Yvette Harrell? Would you vote for Yvette Harrell for governor?
Yes.
Of New Mexico?
Yes, I would.
I think she'd be a good governor. She's doing some stuff with the administration now. I forget exactly what her role is now. But the only thing that would concern me with that is she's run for that 2nd congressional seat 3 times or 4 times. And she's got like a, flip a coin. She's got like a, half the time she wins, half the time she doesn't win. And so sometimes you look at that and say, well, you're a failed candidate. Not that she's a failed candidate, but you weren't successful at this race. You weren't successful at this race. What makes you think you can? It's kind of like the weather guy.
Yeah.
He ran for. Did he run for governor first and then Senate, or Senate and then governor?
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was.
But he lost in both of those.
Yeah.
And you know what he's doing now? The weather guy?
Blogging.
Close. He's hosting a podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and with the vet, I don't know if, after she was kind of gerrymandered out, she's not in the public view.
Right.
Really, and hasn't been for a while.
Yeah, she's got a job with the Trump thing. But I like Yvette. I think she'd do a great job as governor, and but certainly if she got the nomination, I would definitely vote for her. But
so it's either Joel Bell or Yvette Harrell.
So I'm out. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I think you took yourself out of the race.
I think I did.
But I mean, if you want to run, I'll get Grok to write a ad campaign for you.
Okay. Well, they're all out there. The AI assistants are taking care of all that. But it is going to be an interesting time because a decision's going to have to be made in January, because that's when candidates file for the municipal election. And there'll be 4 council seats up, and I think, is there one of the council seats that had a half term and they've got to run for the full term
I
now?
believe so.
And then you've got the mayor seat, know. And then, of course, that election is in March. Then you turn right around and you have the primaries in June, and that's when the Democrats and the Republicans are going to have to pick somebody, and the state keeps wanting to mess around with the open primary, closed primary stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is depending on, like, are the people that want to throw their hat in for governor, are they waiting to find out if Trump is going to clean up the voter registration in New Mexico?
Well, our attorney general and governor will fight it.
Oh, yeah, they're one of the states that are fighting it, but will Trump be able to get it done?
Yeah.
And then we could have a Republican governor.
That's true. But then there's another thing. You might get somebody who's a somewhat conservative person who's a Democrat. And there's still some out there. They don't seem to get national attention, but there are some out there. And sneak them in the Democrat primary in New Mexico. And see if they can get elected. I just remember Gary Johnson's campaign. Gary Johnson came out of nowhere. He was Big J Construction. He ran a construction business, and he decided to run for governor. And he had one of the dumbest looking campaigns in the primary.
Yeah.
And he winds up winning the primary. And then he gets elected to governor, and he gets out his turbo-powered veto pen. And you had Raymond Sanchez and Manny Aragon were running the House and the Senate, and they were running the state of New Mexico. The governor at this point was pretty much a figurehead.
Yeah.
Bruce King, and nice guy, but, he wasn't really running things. That was Ray and Manny that were running things. And Johnson just said, I'm not signing any of this. And he just vetoed everything, and veto, till they finally came back and said, okay, what do you want?
Yeah.
And Gary said, 4-lane highways all over the state of New Mexico, and we got 4-lane highways all over the state of New Mexico. So it's going to take somebody like that who private sector, came out of nowhere, funded his own primary campaign, kind of like Trump on the national level. You know, I'm not a politician. I've never done this before. I'm here to clean things up. And then he was a man ahead of his time when it came to drugs.
Something else that he did was he is who began the film industry's tax credit.
Ah, okay.
He started that, and then, of course, Richardson kind of destroyed that.
Well, Richardson wanted to be the star.
Yeah, he just wanted to party with rock stars and get them all to the Zorbo Ranch and all that stuff.
Zorro.
Zorro.
So, all right, let me take a break. We'll get the Zoom room open. Thanks for the speculation there, Jeffrey, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Are you still dealing with that toothache? Or are those wisdom teeth bothering you? This is Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental, and we've got you covered. From root canals and implants to crowns and dentures, we have advanced treatment options for you. Our team is focused on every detail to give you a personalized and professional experience. Discover dental care that's comfortable, modern, and made just for you. Come visit us at Carabelli Dental, where your best smile begins here.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455.
The City of Artesia is proud to announce that we've renewed our agreement with Trans-Aero Medevac. This means that Eddy County residents are automatically enrolled in Trans-Aero's free air ambulance membership program, ensuring there are no out-of-pocket costs that need to be paid if you're flown to a hospital by Trans-Aero. Remember, this benefit only applies to Trans-Aero Medevac. To receive this benefit, ask for Trans-Aero specifically in a medical emergency. For situations where you cannot speak, make sure you have your Trans-Aero membership card alongside either your ID or health insurance card. This will act as a request for Trans-Aero Medevac. You can print out the membership card on the City of Artesia's website. In life's most critical moments, Trans-Aero, the City of Artesia, and our partners stand ready to help when you need it most. If you're an Eddy County resident, take advantage of this free benefit and make sure you fly with Trans-Aero Medevac.
Inc. Credible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Inc. Credible.
At First American Bank, we champion for you and your small business. Our dedicated business banking team offers you individualized financial solutions, lending expertise, innovative products, and personal attention. Our goal is to help you be ready for your next opportunity. Let us be your partner in growth and success, because when you succeed, we do too. First American Bank, your local first community bank since 1903. Equal housing lender.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
Looking for power, performance, and a whole lot of game day style? Come to Major Supply, your one-stop shop for industrial goods and outdoor gear. With the brands you trust, Milwaukee, Rigid, and much more. Built for the job site and tough enough for any task. And when the work's done, gear up for game day with team apparel, sunglasses, and all the sporting equipment you need to play hard and cheer harder. Tools, threads, and everything in between. Stop by today at 1808 South 1st in Artesia, or check them out online at MajorSupplyLLC.com.
Looking to buy or sell a home in Artesia? Trust the team that knows this town best. Lois Oliver Real Estate. With years of local experience and a dedicated group of expert agents, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Whether you're finding the perfect place for your family or getting the best value when it's time to sell, Lois Oliver Real Estate is your hometown advantage. Visit LoisOliverRealEstate.com and let's get started today, because no one knows Artesia like we do, and we love it here. Hello.
Good morning.
Aaron Irving joins us from Oakley and Irving Wealth Management, LPL Financial Services. Hello, Aaron.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. I am amazed at the intelligence of our young people.
Uh-oh.
Well, let me change that. Some
okay,
of
yes.
our young people. 22-year-old OnlyFans model Sherry Vandersloot got a nose job. So her children will inherit her new nose and not the ugly one she formerly had.
I guess she skipped out in biology. Huh?
I don't want my kids to grow up being made fun of like I was for my ugly nose. I want to pass down a more natural nose to them. This is why we have do not eat on shampoo bottles.
Yes, and Tide Pods.
Why would somebody think that? Is that not crazy?
It is. It is.
I'm amazed at some of our younger people. Not all of them, but there's enough of them out there.
There's some good ones out there for sure.
Apparently, this is how Silent Night began. Don't be mad. I said I was sorry. I should have made reservations. Talk to me, Mary. Mary? Mary? I'm fine. Is that how that all began? Silent Night?
That's probably the actual accurate portrayal there. So.
That's funny. There's more of these. Franklin memes, which are pretty funny. Can't read that one on the air. Let's see. I don't understand that one. Oh, we had one of these growing up for sale, and it's one of the great big Tupperware bowls.
Oh, uh-huh.
I don't know if you had one of those or your mom had one of those growing up. Ours was green.
Requirement back in our days.
Ours was green. It had the lid on it with the bubble on it, and you could burp it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you could burp it.
It was the olive green, right?
Yes, that's right.
It had that or the burnt orange. Those are the options available.
Those are the options. Vintage Tupperware foot bath, meat defroster, puke bucket, potato salad, popcorn bowl.
And that's what they were used for.
Yeah. Ours, we would go to the drive-in theater. We had a drive-in theater when I was growing up in Clinton, Iowa, that didn't show. It showed family movies. As I got older and in the drive-in theaters later years, it was not family-friendly movies.
Something changed.
Something. That's right. Yeah, but Mom would pop up. That she'd take that big green Tupperware and she would fill it full of popcorn.
Ah.
And then we'd put it on the floor of the back seat of the station wagon and cover it with a blanket.
So nobody would see it.
Yeah. We snuck.
Ticket.
we snuck in our own popcorn in one of those Tupperware bowls. But I don't remember Mom using it for any of these other things, but. Oh, that's funny. Says, am I mad at her? Why would I be mad at her? Belinda says I'm mad at her. Belinda is in another time zone.
Okay.
And she called while I was on the air.
Ah.
Now, the time she called in her time zone was 10:45.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not my time zone. So, one more here, a dog.
I get a lot of calls during my airtime as well.
Yeah, but you're important. I'm just a guy talking on the radio. Let's see. When I'm scared, this is a little doggy here. When I'm scared, I jump on my mom's lap and pee. I'm glad none of my dogs ever did that. We had a couple. I'm sorry?
That'd be an outside dog quick.
That would be. We had a couple of dachshunds that when I would come home at the end of the day, they were very, very happy to see me.
Oh, yeah.
And we always made sure that we went out on the back patio first. And, you know, instead
Let
of...
them get their excitement out.
yeah, get that all taken care of, and then we can come in the house now. So
Yeah.
that ought to be my slogan.
When I get excited, I pee.
A radio host so exciting he makes dogs pee.
Like the
Okay.
sprinkler company that says, "We wet your plants."
I like it. That's good. That's good. What can you share with us today?
Well, I found out that MLG lives a really tough life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she lives from paycheck to paycheck. Your paycheck, my paycheck, your paycheck.
So what do you think? You know, Jeffrey and I were kind of speculating who might run for governor in New Mexico, but what do you think she's going to do after her term is done?
Well, she's probably going to try to stay on the stage. So if we end up down the road with a Democrat president, she would probably want to stay relevant so she can try to get in that cabinet. But you never know. She may try to run for Senate if one of the others decides they don't want to be a senator anymore. So
That's true. I mean, no reason not to, other than nobody will dig into and look at her actual record in New Mexico.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, they'll see the D on the end, and then the Secretary of State will make sure there's enough voters for her, and she'll get whatever she wants.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. We'll find out soon enough. I'm not going to think about it much beyond this conversation.
We got our own things to worry about here.
Oh my gosh, that's right. So, well, good. Let's see, what else do you have there?
Well, one day a court astrologer predicted that the Queen would die the next day. When she really did die the next day, the king wanted to get the astrologer killed, as he thought he might have purposely conspired to kill her to fulfill his prophecy. The guards brought the astrologer to the court, and the king asked him, "You seem to predict very well. Tell me, when are you going to die?" The astrologer, with a dead serious look on his face and tone, said, "I shall die 3 days before you, O great King of Kings." His life was spared.
You keep that guy alive.
Whatever it takes.
That is a great answer, though.
It is, yeah. It's very, very wise. Very wise.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, my last one's a trivia question for you.
Okay.
What's the difference between the Queen of Denmark and a cat that makes coffee?
The Queen of Denmark and a cat who makes coffee.
Yes.
Queen of Denmark or a cat who makes coffee. I don't think there's such a thing as a cat that makes coffee.
If there were.
Oh, if there were. I don't know. What's the difference?
One's an aristocrat and one is a barista cat.
They were joking on Gutfeld. I guess there's a company that's been created that now aids people that want to leave the country because Trump's president.
Oh, uh-huh.
And one of the places they want to go to is Denmark.
Oh.
And they're leaving America because Trump is acting like a king.
They're going to where there is.
But Denmark has a king.
I think there's trouble in Denmark.
I don't think they really understand the whole thing, do they?
Yeah, these people didn't pass civics class at all. So
Next thing you know, they'll want to get a nose job so they can pass down a better-looking nose to their offspring.
Right.
Hey, makes sense to me.
Right.
This is how I look. This is what I want to pass on.
Yeah, it's like dyeing your hair so your kids will have that color. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's see what the markets are doing if you've got that ready to go.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Thursday, December the 11th. The Dow Jones Industrial Average reached a new record high today as investors moved out of high-flying tech stocks following Oracle's results, even after the Federal Reserve's latest interest rate cut gave a boost to U.S. equity markets in the prior session. The 30-stock Dow rose 0.9%, hitting a new record high, boosted by a rise in Visa shares after the name was upgraded at Bank of America. The S&P 500 dropped 0.3%, while the NASDAQ composite was down 0.9%. Oracle shares tumbled 13% after the cloud computing company posted disappointing quarterly revenue and raised its spending forecast, heightening concerns about the company's debt. That report added more fuel to the debate about how quickly tech companies will be able to see returns on their AI investments, spurring a rotation out of tech stocks from investors and into those that would benefit from a lower rate environment and a growing U.S. economy. Other AI plays were trading lower, including NVIDIA, Broadcom, and AMD, which were each down 3%. CoreWeave fell 5%. Meanwhile, cyclical stocks like Home Depot were higher. Downbeat sentiment toward tech put a damper on the momentum garnered during the previous session, which saw the S&P 500 close just inches away from a new record high after a divided Fed announced an interest rate cut for the third time this year and ruled out a rate hike for next year. Central Bank's Federal Open Market Committee cut its key overnight borrowing rate by a quarter percentage point to a 3.5% to 3.75% range and signaled a slower pace of rate cuts ahead. Although the markets rallied toward the later half of yesterday's session, some investors suggest being cautious ahead, given that the central bank remains in a wait-and-see mode over the path of future monetary policy. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 516 points higher at 48,574. The S&P 500 is off by 10 points at 6,876, and the NASDAQ composite is 181 points lower at 23,476. West Texas Intermediate crude is down $1.21 a barrel at $57.25. Stocks of local interest, HF Sinclair is down 68 cents a share to $49.58. Walmart is $1.53 higher at $114.72 a share. Xcel Energy is up 88 cents a share at $75.50. And Duke Energy is 79 cents higher at $114.82 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakland Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC.
All right, Aaron, go ahead and do your afternoon report. We may have a basketball game on for the early one, but we'll get it on right after the game and let people know what happened today.
All right, sounds good. Have a great one.
You too. And we'll see Aaron tomorrow. All right, let's check in one more time, see what we've got hanging out in the newsroom.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The City of Artesia employee luncheon was held on Wednesday. According to the city, a lot of work goes into city operations, and some jobs are more visible than others. But whether it's responding to emergencies, keeping the city clean, working with the public, or making sure paperwork is in order, everyone plays an important role. Several employees were recognized for hitting 20, 30, and even 40-year anniversaries. During the luncheon, employees also won prizes donated by local businesses. If you've visited the Artesia Public Library lately, you may have noticed some additions to the lobby hallway. The library working with the Elks and Does for a Christmas coat drive. They'll be collecting new and gently used winter coats and warm weather gear for school-aged children. You can leave donations in the box. Additionally, the library also has their holiday honor tree set up. The tree meant to honor loved ones who have been impacted by cancer. This includes those who are survivors, those who are currently fighting, and those who have passed away. If you'd like to have a loved one's picture displayed on the tree, bring a photo that will fit in a 2x3 frame to the front desk. The library will provide the frame. The tree will be on display until January 10th. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. Hey, thought I'd remind you that the Heisman Trophy presentation is coming up on Saturday, and Diego Pavia from Vanderbilt, their quarterback, is a finalist. Hey, he may play for Vandy, but he's a New Mexico guy through and through, and I mean all of New Mexico. He played high school ball in Albuquerque at Volcano Vista. Didn't get any scholarship offers for D1 schools, so he went to Roswell. New Mexico Military Institute led the Broncos to a junior college national championship in 2021. And then he went to New Mexico State, had a couple years there. One of his highlights, a memorable 31-10 victory over Auburn at Auburn. And then he went to Vanderbilt. The Commodores are 10-2 this season. Remember, last year they had a win over number 1 Alabama. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio AM 990.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
When the president's tax cuts get infused into the economy, which you will feel next year, and with your paycheck, and when you pay taxes on April 15th, now that we have interest rates coming down, sale of pre-existing homes will start rising around the country, especially with a new Fed chair. It's only going to go lower. You're going to see 30-year fixed-rate mortgages back in the 4s and below, hopefully sooner than later. That means new home construction will begin. Again, that is an entire industry that is basically was shut down under Biden because of inflation, high interest rates, and the bad economic policies that they have. For those that still are suffering the hangover from the Biden-Harris economy, it sucks. I don't know what else to tell you.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
You know, with the cold now swiftly descending on Europe, especially Ukraine, well, it is impacting so many elderly people. Like, for example, a woman by the name of Olga. Now, it could be deadly. She's 79 years old. She lives in a small village. She has no indoor plumbing, no reliable heating. She doesn't have enough money to cover food, medicine, and heat. But thanks to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, Olga now receives a nourishing food box, emergency lighting, and a warm blanket. Now, this aid is a life-saving gift for someone like Olga. Now, as another brutal winter is beginning, thousands of elderly people like Olga, they are praying for a miracle, and you could make that miracle happen through the special matching grant going on right now. Your gift today will have twice the impact up to the first $50,000. Anyway, please rush your gift now. Call toll-free. It's 888-488-IFCJ, 888-488-4325. Online, it's HannityForTheFellowship.org. That's HannityForTheFellowship.org.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty mild today. We're headed for the low 70s. High pressure is still in place over the Four Corners, and we're getting sunshine. Overnight will be clear. We'll drop to about 40, and then we're in the upper 60s and low 70s with a sunny day coming up on Friday. Clear for Friday night, low 70s and sunny on Saturday. Cooling off a little bit on Sunday. We'll stay sunny, though, mid-50s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Okay, what do we have for weather right now? We've got
Sure, it's nice to open a
53 degrees. On our way to a high of 76. 52 in Carlsbad. They'll hit 75 today. 52 in Roswell, going up to 76. Sunny and 60 in Hobbs, America. They'll have a high today there of 74 degrees. Got Lady Bulldog basketball coming up this afternoon at 3. We won't have video, but we will have audio from Albuquerque Academy. That's at 3 o'clock. Joby's headed up there now to get that game on the radio. He'll be joined by Scott Galletti tomorrow, and then Scott will take care of the Saturday game for us here on KSVP. Robbie Ballou and Dennis Garcia are going to do the boys game with Valencia tomorrow night from the Bulldog Pit. That'll be radio and TV. So we'll get that covered for you. And yes, we will be streaming the Zia. What is it tonight? It's the Zia Winter Concert, 6:30 p.m. from the Estelle Yates Auditorium in Artesia, New Mexico. We'll have that. If you can't make it there, we will have it on KSVPTV.com. Go to the Bulldog channel, click on the Bulldog, and then you'll see their special events. It'll be right there, and it'll go live at that time. Couple of ponderables we want to leave with you when we come back.
Don't miss the Christmas countdown savings this week at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia. Select half gallons of Food Club milk are $1.98 each, and cans of ranch-style beans are 5 for $5. In produce, 3-pound bags of Gala apples are $1.99 each, and jumbo Hass avocados are 99 cents each. In the meat department, family packs of select T-bone steaks are $8.99 a pound, and Cook's bone-in shank portion hams are 99 cents a pound. These are just some of the Christmas countdown savings this week at Fenn's Country Market in Artesia.
Step back in time and experience the wonder of one night in Bethlehem. Take your family on a guided journey through the streets of ancient Bethlehem at First Baptist Church of Artesia. Meet Roman soldiers, merchants, shepherds, and innkeepers. Stroll through bustling markets filled with fruits, vegetables, and handmade goods. And at the end of your journey, discover the true meaning of Christmas at the live nativity scene. One Night in Bethlehem, a free interactive event for the whole family. Friday and Saturday, December 12th and 13th, with 25-minute tours taking place from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Total Life Center, 322 West Grand in Artesia, New Mexico. Celebrate the birth of Christ and make memories to last a lifetime at One Night in Bethlehem. Presented by First Baptist Church of Artesia.
Hello, I'm Josh Howard. I'm one of the student pastors here at Faith Baptist.
I'm Nate, the other student pastor here at Faith.
And we would love to invite you to join us on the porch every Wednesday at 6:15. That's for students 6th to 12th grade. The doors open at 5:45. We would love for you to invite your friends and to join us up there on the porch.
Yeah, we get to come and hang out together. We play some games, have some snacks, worship, and dive into God's Word as well.
We'd love to see you. Go Dogs.
Want to make a change but don't know where to start? Come talk to us and we'll show you how. With smaller classes, online options, flexible schedules, and affordable tuition, the start you need is right here at Southeast New Mexico College. It's smart to start at SENMC. Just go to senmc.edu or visit the campus today. Spring registration is ongoing.
Smart to start at SENMC. Southeast New Mexico College, where you're meant to be.
Classes start January 21st.
Hey, Bulldog Athletics and fans, ready to fuel up after the big game? Schlotzsky's in Artesia has the mouth-watering favorites you crave. From our bold sandwiches stacked high to crisp, fresh salads, piping hot pizzas, and fully loaded calzones. There's something for every Bulldog appetite. So whether you're gearing up to play or cheering from the stands, power your Bulldog pride with flavor that always wins. Schlotzsky's Artesia, fueling Bulldog athletes and fans one bite at a time.
Hey Artesia, gear up in style at Bulldog Outfitters, your one-stop shop for all things Bulldogs. Under new ownership, Bulldog Outfitters has got you covered. Show your Artesia pride with gear that stands out, from t-shirts to hats and everything in between. Our team can make your ideas come to life. Open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 4:30 at 1409 West Main in Artesia. Custom orders? Call 575-736-4951. Bulldog Outfitters. Shop local, support local, and let's go Bulldogs.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact tractors. The Kubota L Series is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. They're designed for easy operation and feature performance matched attachments. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,000. Now through December 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Visit your local Kubota dealer, Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell.
A couple things to ponder here before we finish the show for the day. Imagine being an 8-year-old and your absent father hires a woman off the street to sing to you about how fun it is to drink cough syrup. What am I talking about? Let me throw this question out to those of you that are fans of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. If you were to summarize the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy into one sentence, summarize the entire set into one sentence, what would that sentence be? Frodo wouldn't have gotten far without Sam. Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam. And the last one here, I think Jeffrey will get this one. Santa takes a wrong turn and ends up in the middle of a Star Trek episode. Unfortunately, he's wearing a red uniform. Oh my gosh. The other thing that's been kind of funny is all the
that's why I don't wear red.
That's why you don't wear red? Yeah. But you know what that is, right? Yeah, the guys in the red uniforms usually were the first to go in episodes of Star Trek, the original series. So it's all kind of crazy. Hey, it's going to be a beautiful couple of days here. Get out and enjoy the sun and the weather. Hope you get your work done and get your Christmas shopping done and get your family vacation plans or trip plans all ready to go. We will be back to do this again tomorrow, one more day this week, and look forward to being here. Got a lot of great guests lined up. So, and then again, we got Bulldog girls basketball this afternoon around 3 o'clock. The Lady Bulldogs taking on Sandia in the Albuquerque Academy tournament. Joby's there. We'll have it on the radio for you sometime around 3 o'clock this afternoon. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. This is KSVP